number 9 for you. And we're going along nicely. Racing's been red hot out there. Beautiful day, healthy crowd, great atmosphere. It's what Grand Prix Speedway is all about. Tapes up, Lambert's made a smashing jump there. Roared away there. Leon Madsen as well has got there. Ty Woffenden getting in the thick of the action. Coming through in the second place with Leon Madsen. Leon Madsen, oh, stunning move from Madsen down the inside. Went from third to first in one smooth move there. Robert Lambert taken by surprise, so was Ty Woffenden, but Leon Madsen generating speed and a stunning move early in the race.
Yeah, a very similar move to his previous race. He gets his wheels in line early, generates a lot of speed, doesn't weigh too much, and those Brian Carger engines certainly seem to be working now. He's been lively all night. I've been waiting for him to get himself in front, and now he has. He looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, Leon Madsen with that special move early in the race is set for a win here this evening for the first time. Robert Lambert solid in second place. Ty Woffenden taken by surprise there with that stunning move from Leon Madsen on the opening lap. Madsen is cleared off out in front, showing great speed here and encouraging signs for the world number 2 after 2 disappointing Grand Prix. Wins in style. Super ride from Leon Madsen, back to his best there. Much more like it from the Danish boy. Robert Lambert in second place. But Leon Madsen with Brian Carger here, going along very nicely indeed. That's good work from Madsen. 3 points for him out in front. Robert Lambert back in second place, 2 points. Ty Woffenden 1 point in third, and Kim Nielsen, change of point there, just not working out, fails to score. But once again, wow, what an eye-catching move that was down the back straight from Leon Madsen. As you say, just got so much speed.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Lambert actually drops the clutch first, then he overturns the bike, which has just been watered, loses a little bit of momentum, but at this point it looks like he's got the speed down the back straight. Ty Woffenden's made a great job of the first turn. Now he thinks, okay, I may need to come up the inside, and all of a sudden Madsen has just generated so much more speed than the other 2 riders. He just appears from absolutely nowhere, rides right through that gap, which he makes slightly bigger as he gets there, admittedly. Yeah. But Robert Lambert keeping out of the way, wise move to then cut back to the inside, but it's all about Leon Madsen. Plenty of speed this time out.
Yes, very impressive indeed. Does quite often cause problems as they enter that turn 3 where they can clash there, but Robert Lambert just giving him enough room. Big smiles in the camp, moving along very nicely, on to 7 points from 3 outings. Happy days down in the Leon Madsen camp right now, and it's just possibly a point away from a semi-final berth. Heat number 10, and we will see some big hitters here, that's for sure, once again. Dan Bewley, who had a terrific ride last time out, and he's on 5 points, going along very nicely. Jason Doyle looking to battle on with just 2 points so far tonight, and he'll be certainly up for the challenge, that's for sure. Mikkel Mikkelsen not having a great night also, just 2 points from his opening ride. Martin Vasilik certainly also on 3, so all of these riders looking for a victory right now. On the inside is Dan Bewley in red. Gate number 2 in blue is Martin Vasilik. Jason Doyle coming out of gate number 3 in white, and off the outside in yellow is Mikkel Mikkelsen. 3 bike changes here for Vasilik, Doyle and Mikkelsen on the outside. Doyle obviously clearly feeling the opportunity is now to change, as the other 2. Dan Bewley sticking with the number 1 charge. We're away. Martin Vasilik's made a stunning start. Absolutely nailed that. Doyle's there with him. Bewley round the inside. It's going to get tight here. Tight down the back straight. Doyle coming through nicely. Oh, the bike just about had enough grip and speed to get himself into second place. Martin Vasilik with that smashing start. Here comes Bewley. Bewley now beginning to wind it on in third place. Doyle's going to have to ride with eyes in the back of his head, because Bewley will generate pace throughout the race, but Doyle's got pace now. That's certainly much more like it. Brilliant speedway. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Bewley with a great cutback. Martin Vasilik having to ride a little narrower than he maybe would like, because the bike really reacting, but here comes Bewley again. Tell you what, such great cutbacks. He's just timing them perfectly and smoothly and generating so much speed. He is the quickest man out there in this race, that's for sure.
Dan Bewley inspired there. Didn't get flustered too much, just stuck to his principles, running wide, turning back, and this is going to be another magic win here for Dan Bewley. Back-to-back race wins, moves on to 8 points. What a ride from the British rider that was. Really was sensational stuff. Martin Vashlik back in second place. Jason Doyle there was in the thick of the action as well, but Dan Bewley had the measure of them all, and certainly enjoyed that. He said prior to the meeting beginning he was loving being here, loves this track, proving to be the case, because once again riding out of his skin there. Dan Bewley, 3 points for him. Martin Vashlik back in second place, 2 points. Jason Doyle, 1 point for him, and Mikkel Mikkelsen not scoring in heat number 10. Wow, that man has got some speed, and his racing brain is fully engaged here.
Yeah, this Marquette Stadium track has come in for bad press on occasions, but I tell you what, it's giving us some great entertainment tonight, and so is Dan Bewley. Doesn't make a great start. Jason Doyle looks to go between the two of them there. Martin Vashlik's hit the front, and it's very rare that Martin Vashlik is overtaken once he gets in front, but Dan Bewley working the outside, can't quite make it stick. Jason Doyle quite fair on him there, just gave him the racing room, but he just calmly turns the bike back, something he's done on so many occasions tonight there.
Whoa,
he sees
brilliant.
Jason Doyle come across to cover him, makes a quick reaction, really quick reaction, gets the bike turned, gets his wheels in line, does exactly the same thing once again, and Martin Vashlik hits the front and is just generating so much speed. Fantastic. We've seen two outstanding races from that guy.
Yeah, he is riding on the top of his game, that's for sure, and Dan Bewley going along very nicely, almost certainly in the semi-finals after 3 outings. So it's a happy camp, a bit like the Leon Madsen camp, all smiles all round, work to be done for other riders of course, but right now I must say it's looking good for Bewley and Leon Madsen. Heat number 11, we're just getting our breath back after that, to be honest, but nonetheless, heat number 11 is with us. We will see Smarslik once again, who had a stunning ride last time. Patrick Dudek on the inside in red, Bartosz Smarslik alongside him in gate number 2 in blue, gate number 3 in white, Václav Milik, and Max Frick will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Dudek has started well tonight, and Bartosz Smarslik certainly that move down the back straight early on where he had to breathe in to get the better of Bewley. It was brilliant stuff. So here we go then, heat 11. Here we go, green lights on, tapes up, and we hit the first turner. Brilliant stuff from Smarslik, makes a smashing start. Certainly we've got Frick in the action, but here comes Milik down the inside. Here he comes. No, Dudek slams the door shut on the entrance to turn 3 on the opening lap. But a stunning start from the world champion, the championship leader, moving away out in front. Smooth, calm, collected, absolutely textbook stuff from Smarslik this time. And Dudek also going well, but he's going to have to keep it going because Frick's there chasing hard.
Yeah, Max Frick, we know he's got speed. He took pole position after qualifying today, but he's looking for similar. Oh, bike catching him out there, just catches a little bit too much grip early on in the corner, and that's definitely cost him ground, but he has been working on Dudek. He was looking just to run around the edge of the dirt, make the cutback, obviously watching Dan Bewley, but not being able to pull it off. Dudek really holding his own there behind Smarslik.
Yeah, they've moved very wide this time, the dirt out wide, but Smarslik in a class of his own in heat number 11, just dominating the 4 laps, right from when the tapes went up, back-to-back heat victories, world champion back in business now, making his presence felt after a disappointing opening ride. Didn't make any changes really, just trusting the fact that the bike was spot on, and it's proving to be so. Smarslik once again proving to be very competitive indeed. 3 points for Smarslik, 2 points for Patrick Dudek, 1 point for Max Frick, and no points from Václav Milik tonight. That's disappointing for the wild card for sure. But once again a masterclass from the world champion here, Chris. Really was textbook stuff from him, wasn't it?
Yeah, the series leader takes his second win of the night and drops the clutch. Very even break as they all leave the start. It looks like Milik's made a good enough one to head to the dirt first, but that gets cut off by Max Frick. But Smarslik really, look, he's opened up a gap already. Typical Smarslik style, just crouched down on the bikes, all the weight on the back of the seat, right foot off the foot peg. And I've got to say, Max Frick really worked very hard in this race, was chasing the dirt all race long, looking for any way to make the ground up on Dudek, but Dudek holding his own. But it's all about Smarslik. 2 race wins on the bounce.
Looking good, and moving on to 7 points after 3 outings with 2 inside gates to come, so looking good for the world champion, and clearly feeling very satisfied. Right now we've got 1 more race to come before we complete the 3rd block of races, heat number 12, riders up at tapes, and once again just inspecting the ruts. Got to be a little careful. If the ruts get a little bit too deep, you can ground out, and that will compromise your run to the first corner, but nonetheless the riders do seem to want to use them, that's for sure, to try and jump forward. Jack Holder at this stage is sitting on 3 points, so he'll be looking for his first win of the night. Maciej Janowski's had a win. Encouraging signs from Maciej Janowski, who sits on 5. Just dropped 1 point from his first 2 rides so far, so good stuff from him. Looks like he's regained some confidence and regained some form, and encouraging to see that. Freddie Lindgren, stunning ride last time.
Yeah, a lot of speed last time out, passing Jason Doyle.
He did. So here's the lineup then for heat number 12. Jack Holder on the inside in red, Anders Thompson gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 in white is Maciej Janowski, and Freddie Lindgren from the outside in yellow. Once again, another attractive race here, that's for sure. This will complete the 3rd block. Heat number 12 takes her up, and we're away. Maciej Janowski's made a good start, but Thompson gets there round the outside. Lindgren round the outside. He has utilised that grip beautifully. We didn't see that last night, but it's working tonight. It's going to run wide once again, and this is good stuff from Fast Freddie. Justin Smarslick, the championship leader, with him. Certainly win the last 2 rides he had, and Freddie Lindgren looking to do exactly the same. Thompson hanging on in 2nd place with Jack Holder in 3rd. But Freddie Lindgren round that outside was superb early in the race.
Yeah, Jack Holder's looking to make the big run around the outside. Doesn't seem to make it work quite as well as Freddie Lindgren in the first one. Turning the bike a little bit hard early in the corner, just losing his momentum. Needs to maybe let it flow a little bit more, but the dirt line's moved very wide already. He's now turning his attention to the inside, trying to make ground up on Anders Thompson. But it's all about Freddie Lindgren. He really has got that bike working now.
Yeah, Freddie Lindgren is fast in front, that's for sure. Anders Thompson hanging on in 2nd place with Jack Holder chasing him down, but this man with that move early in the race seals the deal. Nice ride from Freddie, moving along sweetly now. Back-to-back race wins for Freddie Lindgren, and moves on to 7 points also. Getting awfully tight now after 3 rides each, that's for sure. Maciej Janowski disappointing that time, failing to score. With work to be done for him, and Thompson looking a lot more competitive that time. Encouraging signs for him. Lindgren out in front 3 points, Thompson back in 2nd place 2. Jack Holder 1 point, and Maciej Janowski, disappointing ride for him. So there's a position for you after 3 rides each. Dan Bewley out in front, 8 points, 7 points for Smarslick, Lindgren, Madsen, 6 for Patrick Dudek. Lambert going nicely now on 5, as is Janowski, and Max Frick on 5. So all taking shape very nicely indeed, and we will be looking forward to heat number 13 very shortly. Yeah, good stuff from Freddie there. You know, he rode nicely and was just made that outside line work really nicely.
Yeah, made a half decent start from the outside. Look at the bike just lurching forward, pulling his arms out, gets in the dirt very early, and the job is done halfway around the first turn. He just steals a march down the back straight. You see there, just before he got to the corner to turn, the bike, the front wheel's in the air, it's pulling his arms out. It really got that thing working well as it all gets tight down the bottom there. Jack Holder up the inside of Maciej Janowski, who started his night so well, and he's fading a little bit once again. But Freddie Lindgren, yeah, he's got things dialed in perfectly.
Yeah, good stuff from Freddie, and certainly had a spill shortly after the win in Warsaw, but seems to be back to tip-top form here tonight, and going along very nicely indeed, and sitting comfortably on 7 points with 2 qualifying heats to come. So looking good. So we will be able to get some more reaction while we have the track grading going on. Scotty Nichols is down there, and he's going to be joined by Leon Madsen.
Yeah, Leon, smile. I'm not going to grill you, mate. We're just going to ask you a few simple questions, but whatever you've done, it's working.
Yeah, like I told you, we've been working very hard to find the speed, and obviously when you feel the bike under you is fast, it also gives you more confidence to make those kind of moves like I did in the last few races. So I feel comfortable on my bike finally, and it gives me a lot of confidence.
Exactly. I know you've just said it, but go a little bit more. What does it actually, how much better does it make you feel? When you've got the speed under you, like you say, you can pull moves off like you did just then that you can't do that when the bike's not working.
No, you know, you need man and bike to work together. If the bike is not running, then you can't do much. So, but it looks like finally we're getting there again, and I have the speed in my bike, so I'm able to do those passing, and I need to be able to do that when you can't make that good starts. So if we can improve my starts also, it will be good.
Yeah, well, one step at a time, and also you have Brian Carger, your engine tuner, with you. How important is that for tonight?
Yeah, it's very important. We had a good talk after last GP, and like I said earlier, I've been working very hard to figure out about the engines to make them. To make me feel more comfortable on them, and I am more comfortable now on my bikes, and he's with me here today, helping me out with everything, so it gives me a lot of calm knowing that he's here in the pit helping me, and so far so good, but still a long way to go, but obviously it's the best starter I had in a GP this year, so I'm very pleased so far.
Yeah, well, let's keep it going. Thanks, Chang.
Thank you.
Yeah, smashing interview there with Scott and Leon, and quite clearly is beginning to find his form. And he has looked mightily quick, and last time out he managed to win the race with that terrific move. Hasn't been making the start, so if he can manage to do that, we'll see Leon in heat 15. He'll go from the inside gate that time, but good to see the world number 2 finding some good form here tonight.
Yeah, the smile back on his face. I can understand how having Brian Carger, you know, he's obviously now a top engine tuner, but he was a great racer in his day as well, and it takes the pressure off Leon making those decisions.
So yeah, slightly extended grading break after heat number 12. That is always the case. And we will take this opportunity to look at the gate success once again for you. It was pretty even earlier on, and it remains the case, but quite different from last night with gate number 4 working well tonight. But in truth, there's no real excuses for not winning races from any of the gates. So that's
full credit to the track staff here for evening things up, because, you know, gate 2 was a huge advantage last night. So they've done a great job.
Okay, well, while this break is on, we'll get some more reaction now. Scotty's found Nicky Pedersen.
Yeah, Nicky Pedersen joins me. Nicky, we saw you earlier having a really in-depth conversation with Anders. What information were you handing over to him?
Well, you know, Scott, when you're riding for so many years, it's so much easier to stand from the outside and watch the boys, you know. But, you know, I said to him, you know, he didn't have any speed whatsoever on the other bikes. I said, you have to change the bike and you have to change the gear sprockets and you know, and then sometimes, you know, between me and the mechanics and then Anders, you know, they said, yeah, you need to speak to him, you know. It helps sometimes then the riders come and say something, and they did change, and they got the motivation. He got 2 points, you know, and even he can adjust a little bit more in the setup, you know, for the next one. So that cheered him up a little bit. So it's good I can help them.
Yeah, it's good, but you have 3 very different riders. So from your point of view, how do you have to approach them each differently? Because it's not like one stick rules for all.
No, it is actually very, very hard, you know, because they are 3 different characters, you know. But, you know, they take me on board, you know, very well. You know, they know I'm not running for one of them and say the other one to the other things, but what they have made of change, you know. I'm trying, you know, just to take each person, you know, individually and talk to them, you know. I'm here to help them all, you know. And if they want my help, you know, then I'm here to help them.
Well, I'm sure they're grateful for it. Madsen's on form. Thompson just turned around better, so thanks for chatting, Nicky.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good to hear from Nicky Pedersen, obviously settling into his new role as the Danish team manager. Still racing himself, of course, so certainly very much in touch with the sport. Let's have a look at some of the racing action that we've witnessed so far this evening. So there we go. Just a quick reflection on what we've seen so far, and it's been very entertaining indeed. Track grading is just about completed, and riders are preparing themselves for heat number 13, where we're going to see a clash of the big guns here on the inside two gates, with Freddie Lindgren and Dan Bewley coming out. Ty Woofenden looking to bounce back from the outside.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Who's going along steadily, needs to up his game now.
I've just sent them off. What's the problem? Sorry, guys.
Phil Morris, as always, in the thick of it down there in the pit area, has released the riders. There was some concern in his voice, but I think all is okay. But this is once again big ride here for Woofenden, you know, because with riders like Bewley and Lingman going so well tonight.
Fastest two on track, I think.
Yeah, they are, and Frick's no slouch either, so there's no doubt that Woofenden's going to have to produce a big ride now if he wants to make the semi-finals. It's that midway point of the night, and after starting with a fine win, has just got 1 point from the last two outings, so looking to up his game once again, more than capable, of course. Bewley, wow, he has been on fire tonight, that's for sure. Absolutely jet propelled this evening. In a deep rut there, do hope it doesn't ground out. Here we go then, Freddie Lindgren on the inside in red, gate number 2 in blue is Dan Bewley, gate 3 in white is Max Frick, and a change of equipment this time for Ty Woofenden from the outside in yellow. Probably a good thing after two indifferent rides last time out, looking for a little bit more speed. Jason Doyle with work to be done, that's for sure, but still time, he can still do it.
6 points left in the meeting for him, so he can move himself to 9.
Yeah, can with 2 heat victories. That man there, Dan Bewley, almost certainly already in the semi-finals on 8, but looking to build upon it. Riding out of his skin tonight, he has been extraordinary.
Even if you're in front of him tonight, the riders all watch the monitors, they've watched the other races, they'll have seen how he's racing. Even if you're in front of him, you're going to be wondering, where is this kid coming from? Because you can just see how well he's riding, how much speed he's got.
Yeah, you've got to have eyes in the back of your head, but there is that alarm bells ringing when you know Bewley's behind you and he's in top form.
Ding ding, coming through.
Yeah, just don't know quite where he's coming from. After Smarslick keenly looking on as well. Smarslick will be concerned about Bewley, that's for sure, after the 2 wins last year, back-to-back. So all of a sudden, Smarslick upped his game, didn't he?
He did. Woke him up.
It did. Absolutely right. So heat 13, riders just taking their time to get ready. Woofenden on the outside. Start marshals happy now, moves away. Green light comes on, tapes up, and we're underway. Roaring into the first corner. Bewley's got there. Max Frick alongside him. Lindgren hugging the inside with Woofenden turning back. Bewley round the outside, smashing stuff. Frick up the inside of Freddie Lindgren. Super move from the Australian to pounce into second place with Woofenden out the back. Disappointment for the 3-time former champion. But Dan Bewley, a little bit like Smarslick, when he hits the front, well, as long as he hangs on to it, he did hang on to it. He has got stunning speed. Frick looking good in second place also.
Yeah, Dan Bewley calm and composed in the first turn as well. We just had a track grade, a little bit of water down, but he didn't panic, didn't run out to the dirt, just made the bike work using the throttle control. Ty Woofenden now just kind of drift at the back, having another disappointing night, but Max Frick did hit the fence actually on the opening lap, caught him out. We saw him do that in qualifying as well today, but yeah, Dan Bewley just doing everything right now.
Well, down the back straight for the last time in heat number 13, and Bewley's going to move on to 11 points tonight. Best rider on show so far this evening, that's for sure. Super ride from Bewley. Max Frick coming through with a solid second place also, with getting the better of Lindgren, who drops a couple of points there, and Ty Woofenden, alarm bells ringing, failing to score for the second time this evening. Not what we were expecting to see. The absolute reverse is the case, of course, for Dan Bewley, who is going along very nicely indeed. So Bewley out in front, 3 points for him. Max Frick, good ride from the Australian, 2 points. Freddie Lindgren back in third place, and Ty Woofenden failing to score. Looking good for Bewley and Lindgren. They are on 11 points, but certainly Dan Bewley is in dominant form and is controlling this Grand Prix.
He is. He's doing fantastically well. Doesn't panic here. Makes a good start. Alongside him, he's got Max Frick. At this point, Looks like Freddie Lindgren actually is generating a lot of speed around the inside, just has to turn onto the straight. That allows Max Frick, who's generated good straight line speed up the inside, a move we see so often here at the Marquetta Stadium, gets himself into second place, but not a massive speed difference. You can see there's the mistake on the opening lap, just collects the fence with the footrest. But Dan Bewley, well, he really is settling into Grand Prix Speedway and enjoying himself out there, riding so well.
Indeed he is, and it's a delight to see. Of course, coming in as a last-minute substitute rider last year, but going along very sweetly tonight. But gate 2, of course, in his last ride as well. So everything to race for. Gate number 14, and Patrick Dudek out here once again, who has had a improvement to his form so far this evening, with 6 points to his name from his first 3 rides. So looking much better for Patrick Dudek, a former world number 2 in his debut season, of course, in 2017. Went out of the series and has battled his way back. Had a slow start to last year as well, but then won in Tetro and really did then come on strong. Looking like he could have finished 3rd in the world, but it wasn't quite to be, but still a good campaign in the end by Patrick Dudek. So here we go then, Mickelson on the inside in the red helmet colour, Jack Holder alongside him in blue, gate number 2, gate number 3 in white, Patrick Dudek, and gate number 4 in yellow is Kim Nielsen. Been a tough night for Nielsen once again, but for Jack Holder and Mickelson big in particular, huge race for them.
Yeah, big race for Jack Holder. If he wants to stay in touch at the top of the series, currently in 4th place, he's got to get out there and start winning races.
Gate number 2 is working well, every chance from there. Green lights on, bike's rim up. It's made a great start, absolutely superb. Gets the middle of Mickelson on the inside. Dudek there around the middle of the track, trying to hold his position in second place. It's going to get tight down the back straight. Mickelson just about there. Dudek allows it to run wide, deep into turns 3 and 4. Holder out in front, Mickelson holding the inside. Here comes Dudek. No, Dudek now slipping back into 3rd place. Kim Nielsen out the back. But you said it, Chris, just before the race. Important one for Holder, nailed the start.
Yeah, massive race for Jack Holder in the context of the meeting, of course, just on 4 points ahead of this race. We'll put him on 7 and be a little bit more comfortable, but he'll still need something out of his final outing, and he's not having it all his own way. Mickelson's keeping him under pressure, keeping him on his toes, but I do get a feeling if he doesn't make any mistakes, comfortable with the win.
Yeah, Jack Holder out in front. This is going to be very useful indeed for his evening's work, that's for sure. 4 points prior to this one. Going to move on to 7 with a race to come. Every chance of making the top 8 and moving into the semi-finals. Jack Holder back to winning ways here in heat number 14. Mickelson in 2nd place. Holder will be much happier about things right now. And that start he made was absolutely superb. Sat up, bolt upright on the bike, clearly delighted with it. And a comfortable win there for Jack Holder once he hit the front. Mickelson looked better that time, I must say. And Patrick Dudek back in 3rd, but here's the result for you. Jack Holder out in front, 3 points. Mickelson 2nd, 2 for him. 1 point for Patrick Dudek in 3rd, and Kim Nielsen having a hard night, failing to score once again. But for Jack Holder moving on to 7 points now. It's awfully tight there on 7 points, but nonetheless, that is a terrific start out of gate 2.
Yeah, terrific start. Bolted away and just went for the edge of the dirt, then came back to cover the run up the inside. He thought there might be a cut back there. It was actually Mickelson who just rode around the inside, made it work, settled himself down in 2nd place. I thought here that Dudek was going to generate enough speed around the outside to get the job done on the first lap, but decided to settle himself down in 3rd place and not move too far off the line after that. But Jack Holder, we're pleased with that. A race win is just what he needed.
Absolutely right. It's going to be tough in his last one out of gate number 3, but he will be boosted by the fact that he's had a race win now. He's got Milik, he's got Bewley, and he's got Lambert, so no easy task for him, but I'm sure he'll be up for that challenge. Heat 15 then. Riders are up at tapes. Matej Janowski out here looking to bounce back after failing to score. Leon Madsen out, clearly enjoying his evening so far. Madsen on the inside in red then. Gate number 2 in blue is Vaslav Milik, not going well. Gate number 3 in white is Matej Janowski, and gate number 4 in yellow is Martin Batulik. Apart from Milik, who is really out of it, really has had a disappointing evening. This is an opportunity for the other three now to really move towards the semi-finals, particularly Madsen, who sits on 7. It's very tight on 7 points, so a win here into double figures, that'll be handy.
Yeah, that'll make him much more comfortable going into his last one. And Leon Madsen riding with a smile on his face is always a dangerous weapon. He seems happy with his lot tonight.
It's his sort of conditions, big track, a little bit slick, and he's got the bike working underneath him, as he explained to Scotty Nichols then. Heat 15, tapes are up sharpish, away we go. Madsen's made a smashing start there, the first time he's actually out, and down we go. Certainly a bit of a tumble there for Martin Vasilik.
Did seem to be a little bit of contact, I think, so.
Looked like they all got there together, in truth. He's up on his feet immediately, good to see. They'll fall back, I fancy.
Yeah.
And no real big decision to be made for Martin Vasilik. But good to see him up and about. But Leon Madsen, who was saying if I can make a start, life will be a lot easier. Unfortunately, he did make the start, but the red light
2 this time.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a couple of them. So Martin Vasilik, there'll be dirt in the clutch, and they'll have to do some running repairs there. We'll see it once again and see exactly what went on.
Yeah, he's coming off the outside gate there. He's lifted going to the corner. He's just behind here, and just as they get to the corner, to be honest, he's looking to cut back. He's timed it a little bit early. Janowski's done absolutely nothing wrong. I do feel, because it was on the run to the corner just as they get there, that it will end up being all 4. But some referees would look at it and say, well, actually, you were turning left when you had no right to. But I've got a feeling it will be all 4, and I think that will be the right decision.
A little bit untidy going to the first corner there. That just killed his momentum when he lifted.
A little bit wonky donkey there, wasn't it?
It was indeed. And he ended up on his backside, but no decision made yet. No exclusion lights on. We're waiting for the confirmation of what the referee is going to do. But just taking his time. But it's got to be all 4 back.
I think it will be. You know, it was with the Jason Doyle incident, and I don't see why this one will be any different.
Yeah, Martin Vasilik, of course, won here last year. He's a fan favourite, comes from Slovakia, just down the road. And,
you got some lift then?
Sorry?
All 4 back, okay? I say you got some lift then as you came out?
1 minute now or 2 minutes?
No, 2 minutes. You have time. Just take it easy, yeah?
Phil Morris, actually the race director, we haven't had that confirmation through here in the commentary box, but race director does have the information saying all 4 back, so we'll trust him. So yeah, there it is on the screen for you as well, all 4 back. So Martin Vasilik will make his way back and just prepare himself for the restaging of Heat 15. Leon Madsen going along very nicely indeed, but Dan Bewley certainly is the talk of the town here in Prague tonight, certainly setting a very, very good pace out in front, riding superbly well. Can anybody catch him? Freddie Lingman going away nicely. Smarslik has got a ride to come, of course, and I'm sure he'll be pushing on to try and hit double figures in his 4th outing. We'll see him in Heat 16 off the inside gate. Vasilik was told there by Phil Morris that he had time. So just keeping an eye on things. So he will actually instruct the referee to put the 2 minutes on when he feels it's appropriate. Effectively at this stage, Phil is in charge of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, very much so, and he keeps a tight ship, keeps the Grand Prix operating timely, but he is always fair with giving riders time when he knows they've got work to do on the bike and they may need some treatment themselves, so always fair to the riders.
Yeah, rightly so. So Martin, an experienced man, just taking his time, recomposing.
Guys, and I'll put the 2 minutes on.
So we've got 30 seconds before the 2 minutes will come on, and then riders will make their way back to the
20
start
seconds
lane.
and we're going on 2 minutes, okay?
So riders now just beginning to get their equipment together and prepare themselves to enter the arena.
Minutes, please.
Leon Madsen, I think he may be a little bit frustrated, having made his first decent start of the night.
Yeah, 2 minutes long,
Vaclav
guys.
Milik had actually got there with him as well. He just pulled the bike to the right and went past the corner.
Thank you.
Yeah, Malak is not in good form tonight, so not been his evening, but a big ride here for Matej Janowski as well. After failing to score last time, needs to build on the 5 points from the first 2. Martin Vasilik He also needs points. He hasn't won a race tonight, so this would be timely for Martin Vasilik, last year's winner, to pick up his first win of the evening. He's had a couple of second places so far tonight. So, second time for the riders back up to tapes for heat number 15. Milik there, the wild card. I was expecting a bit more from Milik tonight, but hasn't been the case. Just hasn't got amongst the points at all. Looks a little nervous and actually timid on track, and hasn't got a point to his name after 3 outings. Leon Madsen just moving forward now. All 4 are up at tape, so we'll run through the lineup for you very shortly once again, just to remind you exactly where everybody is. So Madsen on the inside in red. Václav Milik will go out of gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 in white is Maciej Janowski, and gate number 4 in yellow is Martin Vasilik. Looking for a little bit better fortune this time, Martin Vasilik, and certainly for him, he hasn't won a race this evening. It would be a handy time to do so, just to give himself a little bit more impetus going into his last qualifying ride.
Yeah, absolutely. He struggled off the start in the last one, just got himself all crossed up right by the fence. It's difficult because it does seem that the most grip off gate 4 is right up by the fence. You've got the dirt build up there from where the bikes turn into the corner and throw the dirt out, and we can see once again he's lining himself up. He's built himself a ramp. He's looking for that little bit of push down into the rut as he drops the clutch.
We'll be hoping that works a treat for him here. Start Marshall is just about happy. Yeah, moves away. Green lights on. Tapes are up. And we're underway. Madsen made it again. Vasilik not quite there. Just around the outside. Janowski's up the inside. A good first turn from him. Now Vasilik just caught in traffic there. Had to come off the throttle down the back straight. But Leon Madsen made no mistake. Second time of asking. Absolutely flew away from the inside. Janowski now under pressure from Martin Vasilik in third place with Milik out the back. Could be a good race for second place here.
Yeah, it's going to go down to the wire. I think Martin Vasilik's got the speed on Janowski, and I think now with Václav Milik just dropping off the pace a little bit, he should open the track up for him, roaring through. Yeah, perfect move.
Super start and a smashing move from Martin Vasilik. Needed it. He's not going to probably win the race from there, but a really handy move to get the better of Maciej Janowski, whose meeting is beginning to face. Here comes Janowski. Oh, Martin Vasilik moving off the line, left the door open, and Maciej Janowski repays the compliment down the back straight for the last time. Terrific racing for second and third. Leon Madsen comfortable out in front. And Maciej Janowski back in second place. Good response from Maciej Janowski there. Martin Vasilik probably kicking himself a bit, Did all the hard work and then left the door open. And Maciej Janowski was very grateful for that and took full advantage and came back into second place. Good speedway once again. Leon Madsen comfortable out in front, 3 points for him. Solid second place for Maciej Janowski, 2 points. Martin Vasilik 1, and Václav Milik, well, pointless so far tonight. Just hasn't been his evening. But for Leon Madsen, well, he is looking good here and moves on to 10 points.
Yeah, he's made 2 out of 2 starts in this one when he had to in the rerun. Got himself into the corner first, just crept around the inside, got the bike driving. Martin Vasilik's generating a lot of speed on the outside. There he makes 2 changes of mind. First of all, he goes to the inside, then he's got to get out of the gas. He realises that Maciej Janowski's going to close that gap on the inside, goes to the outside. Really tough race for Martin Vasilik. Moves on to 6 points under pressure. I would suggest he's going to need at least a second, if not a race win.
And his last outing, where he'll go in heat number 20, off the inside gate. Brilliant stuff here from Janowski to respond. Didn't throw the towel in at all. Showed great resolve to get himself back into second place. But for Leon Madsen, back-to-back victories and a very good start there. And Nicky Pedersen quite clearly satisfied with Leon's performance tonight. We haven't seen this so far in the first 2 rounds, so back to much better form this evening for the world number 2. So heat 16 is up at tapes, and that will complete the 4th block of rides. Everybody would have had 4 outings, and we'll see Bartosz Marslik, who is sitting on 7 points prior to this one. He's been very impressive in his last 2 outings, that's for sure. Anders Thompson, who had a better ride last time. Line up for you then is Bartosz Smarzlik on the inside in red. Gate number 2 in blue is Robert Lambert. Gate number 3 in white is Anders Thompson, and Jason Doyle, a frustrated Jason Doyle, goes from the outside in yellow. Massive race for Doyle here. He is languishing well down the score charts. It's only on 3 points. Really must, well, a win.
A win really
is going to be paramount here, but no easy task because Lambert's going well, and so is Bartosz Smarzlik. Competitive speedway, great speedway here in the Marketa Stadium tonight, that's for sure. Here we go then, heat number 16. What a start from Robert Lambert. Great move there up the inside. Oh my goodness, wow, that was a tough move there. Up the inside there, and we charge down the back straight. Jason Doyle absolutely ruthless in that first corner, but Robert Lambert, that was just something very special indeed away from gate number 2. Doyle settling second place, and the championship leader is out the back.
Electric start from Robert Lambert, great reaction, and well, Thompson's coming under pressure now from Smarzlik round the inside. Got to think he's going to make this pay now as he dives into turn 1. No, he can't do it, Anders Thompson, but he's moved across again. I think Smarzlik's going to get the job done. He's going to go after Jason Doyle, who was very tough on him on the first turn.
Very tough first turn indeed, but Doyle is hanging on in second place. Robert Lambert looking very good indeed. Bartosz Smarzlik working awfully hard right round the inside of the track, getting ever closer. One last blast down the back straight. This could get very tight indeed. I tell you what, Doyle's absolutely read that beautifully, and a smart last turn, as you rightly say. Brilliant ride from Robert Lambert. What a start. I mean, he absolutely leapt away from the tapes. Gate number 2 working a treat for him. Bartosz Smarzlik having to work awfully hard just for 1 point, and Jason Doyle scrapping and fighting for his life there in heat number 16. Robert Lambert 3 points for him. Jason Doyle second place 2 points. A point for Bartosz Smarzlik. Had to work hard for it. Anders Thompson misses out, but once again we're seeing some pretty special speedway tonight. Beauty out in front after 4 rides on 11. Neil Madsen on 10. England on 8. Bartosz Smarzlik, he will actually move on to 8 as well from 4 because he's completed his 4th ride. Janowski on 7. Dudek 7. My goodness gracious me, how tight is that going into the last round of qualifying races? So 4 races to come now before the semi-finals. What a start that was. I think probably the best start of the night, to be honest. That was pretty special indeed.
All about the reaction, yeah. All about the reaction. Drops the clutch before anybody. Some referees could have even possibly brought that back. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was stunning. This is where Smarzlik's got himself beat up around the first turn. But that reaction was something else. I mean, he's right beside Smarzlik, who's no slouch. Jason Doyle there just makes an early decision. Okay, I've missed it. Cutting back to the inside, runs into the side of Smarzlik. Has to actually stand the bike up and get out of his way, to be fair. A lot of people wouldn't have done that and been clattered into, which would have been an interesting decision for the referee, but put Smarzlik under a lot of pressure.
Indeed it is, and Smarzlik had to work overtime just to get a point out of the race, and maybe a little bit of payback there from Jason Doyle after the frustrations of the night, and of course the controversial decision in the Narodovi as well. There you go. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out for you. But nonetheless, Smarzlik sitting on 8 points with a race to come. Robert Lambert also going along very nicely as well on 8 points. So we'll be able to get some more reaction now for you with Scotty Nichols. He's down in the pits with Jack Holder.
Yeah, Jack Holder joins me. Jack, a steady start tonight, but a big win in your last race.
Yeah, mate, it was. I needed that one. It's gonna, the points are getting pretty tight. So yeah, I've got, I think gate 3 in the next one. So I need something out of this.
Yeah, the track's starting to come to a little bit. But did you make radical changes before that race, or was it just a case of you dialing yourself in?
Yeah, made a big change. I did the first 2 heats what I had in practice, and I set a quick time in practice, didn't touch anything, and it was, I was getting slower and slower, and made a change and sort of went the wrong way because I made a terrible start off one, and I was nowhere, but still managed to get the point, and then just made another big change, and it was much better from the start.
But that can be the frustration of Speedway. Something worked only a few hours ago was fantastic. A few hours later, and it's not working. That creates a big headache for you and the boys. Yeah,
that's why you can't really look too much into that qualifying business. Of course you want to get a good gate pick, but it's all about getting that right setup, and I thought I had it, but no, we got something now, but as I said, need a good one in this last one.
you're doing. The track is really changing now. It's almost like, do you feel like now you've got to commit either setting up for the inside or for chasing that dirt line, because that dirt's exceptionally wide now?
Yeah, it is. As long as I don't put a little bit too much water on it, should be all right. But as you said, the dirt line's so far out and it sort of goes off camber a little bit coming off the corners. So yeah, take the gamble and pick which line you want.
Well, I hope the gamble pays off, mate. I'll let you get back to it. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah, Jack Holder, certainly the changes worked a treat for him. And we're looking at Jason Doyle there. Certainly, no, excuse me, that is Jack Holder, yeah. Sorry, very similar Kevlars, but clearly that roll of the dice has paid big dividends. It's given himself a chance of a semi-final berth. There is a lot of riders on 7 points here, so it's going to get very, very tight as we come to the conclusion of heat number 20. Can't wait for the next 4 races. So as the sun goes down over the horizon here in the Czech Republic, we will just give an over. What a beautiful city it is. It's a great place to come and visit. It's a stunning place. The architecture, the whole atmosphere in the old town square is really stunning. So make an effort to get here if you can. It really is worth the effort. And certainly there's plenty of effort going out on track here tonight, isn't there?
Yeah. Just looking at the scoreboard, actually, it doesn't look like 7 points will be enough tonight.
No.
The 3 riders that are currently on 8 points, that's Lambert, Smarzik, Lindgren, have all got 2 race wins each, so they look reasonably comfortable with the race to go.
They do indeed. Lambert has turned his night around in fine style after failing to score first time out. And we will be able to hear from him very shortly because Scott is rushing around in the pits and Robert is with Scott now.
Hey Robert, slow start tonight, but you've really turned it around, finishing off strong right now.
Yeah, we're trying to still a few more races to go. Obviously, see what we can do in the last one. We kind of found something good. Made the start, got across Bartek, which was pretty cool when you drop a clutch and that happened. It's all good things.
You're certainly making some very, very smart first turns, but that first race, how kind of frustrating, how deflating can it be when you run a last in your first race?
Yeah, it was one of them. We kind of decided on the bike what we wanted after practice, and then we done a practice start on both bikes, and the second bike jumped up and felt like that was a go, but it was okay from the start, but on the track wasn't the best, so that was the mistake what we done there.
It was, but then you bounce back, you make the changes, and then obviously the feelings when you come back in off the run you've had. I mean, a win last time out, a very, very impressive first turn, but you've been very, very smart in those first turns, and that's really important here tonight.
Yeah, you got to keep calm and focused and thinking on your toes. So when you don't let your mind go and you have a clear head, then everything works much easier.
Just before we started chatting, obviously you were having an in-depth chat with all your boys. Was that chat purely about just keeping calm, not making any changes, just keeping focus on the game ahead?
Yeah, I was just explaining a few little things what I was feeling on the track with the bike, and seeing if we can come up for anything a bit later on when we need it.
Cool. Well, let's hope you don't need it. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Having a good night now, Robert Lambert, admitting to a mistake early on with the wrong bike choice, but they did change it for his second outing, and since then he's only dropped 1 point, so good work from Robert Lambert, and looking forward to seeing Robert Lambert in heat number 19 when it comes up against Dan Bewley, and that could be quite a tussle. Those two boys are really beginning to develop and mature nicely in the Grand Prix series now. Both of them finished in the top 6 last year, of course, and looking to build on that. Robert Lambert, of course, looking for his first Grand Prix victory. Don't think it'll be too far away. He's certainly got the ability to do so.
He's gone about his business very quietly tonight, almost unnoticed in a way. He's done some great first turns, generated a lot of speed down the inside on the back straight.
Yeah.
But, after running a last in his first one, admittedly, that was off gate 3, which has been difficult for everybody tonight. But, he's gone almost unnoticed, but he's certainly got the pace.
He has indeed. So heat number 17, not too far away. Phil Morris will release the riders when he's happy. Plenty of work going on, a little bit of water going on. Track braiding is still actually going on in the first and second corner as well, so won't be releasing the riders just quite yet. But this is a big moment now for Jason Doyle, because Doyle is sitting on 5 points. Needs a win. Probably a win will only be enough. Yeah, it's going to get very, very tight actually for the final qualifying positions. So Phil Morris is happy with enough grading work going on, and we will see the tractors now move away. But for Jason Doyle, this is a hugely important race. Ty Woofenden has had another disappointing night after starting well. I think even with a win here, that won't be enough.
That will be enough.
That won't be enough 7 tonight. So a disappointing Grand Prix once again for the former champion, and has had so much success here in the Marquetta Stadium previously. But Patrick Dudek's in here as well. He sits on 7, so he's had a race win. A point may be enough, but 2 points. 2 points probably to be absolutely certain. Yeah, absolutely right. So as I say, sometimes you've got to have 9. Sometimes you've got to have 9. So it's very tight indeed. Difficult to predict right now exactly how it's going to pan out, but I think in your mind you've just got to try and grab as much out of a race as possible. Riders on their way now back into the arena, and it should be quite a thriller here with Maciej Janowski also pushing for some more points, also on 7 points as well. So this is going to be mightily competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be a scrap out there, this one.
Yeah, it is indeed. I don't quite know what happened to Woofenden tonight. He looked so impressive in his first ride when he came out in heat number 1, but since then hasn't made much of an impact at all. Even when he's been back in the pack, he hasn't had the speed, hasn't been generating speed, so that will be of some concern to him for sure.
Hope he's not blaming Phil Morris for that.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. But nonetheless, ultimately it was Ty's choice for that draw. But here we are then, heat number 17 for you, where we'll see Ty Woofenden go from the inside in red. Gate number 2 in blue is Patrick Dudek. Jason Doyle coming out of gate number 3 in white, and Maciej Janowski off the outside in yellow. I tell you what, there's some water on the track there. Don't know if you're in the right place off the outside.
No, particularly gate 3 as well. There seems to be a lot of water through there.
Looks quite greasy there, doesn't it? Because you can see Doyle there packing it in. He might find that a challenge, might get a lot of wheel spin. So
I think he'll probably make a jump. You know, they'll all make a fairly even jump with the ruts that are out there, even Jason Doyle, but it's after that where the track's wet and hard.
Indeed, so we'll watch out for that. Maybe advantage to the riders on the inside here with the freshly prepared track. Can Woofenden grab a little bit of a consolation here? A win probably isn't enough, almost certainly not. But he needs to try and recapture some form here if he can. We've got another Grand Prix, of course, in 7 days' time in Tetero in Germany. So not much time at all to recalibrate. You're going to have to try and kick on if you can. When you last ride, you might have a little bit more of a good feel factor about things before you leave the venue. So here we are then. Start Marshall, just about happy. Yes, he is now, moves away. Green light's on. Tapes up and we're underway. Woofenden's made a good start, so has Doyle. Doyle then slips off the bike, trying to look for a turn back. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, there was no room there for a turn back.
That one isn't so easy for the referee.
No, he was definitely looking for a cutback. I think maybe he'd have been better off just letting the bike run. He hadn't made a bad start at all. And I don't think Ty Woofenden was going to run all the way up to the dirt.
No, he had a plan in his mind there, and he wanted to try and chop to the inside, but there were 2 riders in the way, and I fear for Jason Doyle this time. He may be in danger of being excluded, and his evening could be coming to a conclusion here. We'll watch it again.
He had made a decent start from gate 3. It didn't look like a favourable place.
I don't know.
Sort of no reason for him to go down other than he was hit there, because it is a strange one. So you have to say that his foot was taken away. I mean, it is another classic all 4 back.
You reckon?
Well, he's definitely had a bash there as he's coming into the corner.
That angle I would agree with you. The other angle I don't. I think that Jason's trying to turn back to the inside when there's no room.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
a tough one. There's no clear.
No,
I couldn't say for sure he has to be back in that one.
No, so a bit of concern over that, certainly for Jason Doyle, because he's desperate for a win if he wants to make these semi-finals. And right now, it's in jeopardy. Referee has been fairly consistent tonight with putting all 4 back, and it quite possibly will be the case once again here. But didn't want to run wide there, Jason Doyle. Was very keen to try and get to the inside, but he found Ty Woffenden in the way.
Well, I think he didn't think that Ty would continue to turn quite as hard as he did. I think he thought that Ty might let it run to the dirt and the hole would open up, but it didn't.
So there we are, Jason Doyle making his way back to the pits. The second time he's been off the bike in the first corner. And race director Phil Morris.
Can he get another replay, the referee, please?
Certainly referee wants to see one more time, so there is some jeopardy here. Clearly undecided right now. Pavel Slupski, the referee from Poland. So we'll see it one more time. Good start initially from gate 3.
Yeah, great job from gate 3. But I think the referee will be looking to see. I think he knows there is a bit of contact there, but he wants to know, did Jason Doyle just mistime a cutback for a hole that wasn't there and cause the crash all of himself? Yeah, he was trying to cut back. No, the hole wasn't there to ride through, but the referee has been putting all 4 back in. We're hearing that it will be all 4 back. Fair decision from the referee, Kelvin?
Yeah, I think it's a fair one, but I think he's a touch fortunate as well. I think he could have been excluded for that, but nonetheless, Jason Doyle and the camp will be marginally relieved because he took his time there, the ref. Wasn't quite as clear cut. May have been a little fortunate, but the decision is made now, so Jason Doyle has got a second chance in his last qualifying ride, which is so vitally important. Rider that sits in 3rd place in the World Championship right now has had an up and down night, literally up and down, because he's been off the bike twice, and they'll be working overtime in the pits now to get that bike back in shape.
10 seconds, we're going on 2 minutes.
To get back to the start line.
Jason Doyle is the rider under pressure. Only a race win will give him a chance here, and that's only a chance. Both Dudek and Janowski can probably afford to run a second here.
Yeah, so tense times here, certainly. And Doyle has made 2 finals so far this year. Hasn't had any good fortune in those finals, but he got off the bike actually in Croatia and then got knocked off the bike in the Naradovi. So he's a tough customer though, Jason Doyle. That won't dampen his spirits at all. He'll be just refocusing now, been around a while, former world champion, desperate to win another world championship, and is in good form this year. So second time of asking for heat number 17, and riders are approaching tapes once again. Ty Woffenden had got away nicely and was looking like he could pick up his second win on the night, but 7 points won't be enough for him. Hasn't been his night so far. Jason Doyle under pressure, of course, also with the warning, and just shows you now, can you cope with it all? Riders like him generally can. You don't win a world championship if you can't cope with these pressure situations, but this is what it's all about right now. Heat 17 for you. On the inside is Ty Woffenden in red, Patrick Dudek. Gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 in white is Jason Doyle, and Matej Janowski off the outside in yellow.
Just looking at that shot there in the background, the water on the track, that middle part of the track is absolute no man's land right now. You've got to be on the dry bit on the inside, or you've got to be brave and go straight around where it's been ripped up, and there's just that little bit more grip.
Yeah, I think the inside line probably is favourite here for this one. It's cooler now out there, and the track won't dry quite as quickly, and there is some water just laying on the surface. So Dudek doing a bit of extra work over time there. Dudek sitting on 7 points also. Possibly a point would be enough for him. Tell you what though, 8 points, you know, sometimes...
I think he needs 2 points. You know, he's only got one race win.
Yeah, exactly. So pressure on all the riders, of course, certainly with the riders with realistic ambitions of making the semi-finals tonight. And that man is certainly one. Has looked better tonight, Patrick Dudek. Here we go then, second time of asking for heat 17. Green light comes on. Oh, bit of movement for Dudek, and a bit of movement there. Doyle's made it! Wow, Wow, second time of asking from the Australian, and now's the start. Woofenden in a second place, and now Janowski coming through into third, with Patrick Dudek relegated to the back, and that's not what he needed. But I tell you what, Jason Doyle, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Woofenden working overtime in second place, maybe vulnerable to a move from Ty Woofenden, but Doyle out in front.
Yeah, Jason Doyle took full advantage of both Ty Woofenden and Patrick Dudek just having a little bit of a nibble at the start, just ruined their own starts, and that was just enough for Jason Doyle to get across the pair of them. The race is all around the inside, but I tell you what, Ty Woofenden keeps having a look on that bit I was talking about. It's been ripped up. Oh, mistake there.
He's off the back.
Oh, he's gone down.
Oh, he's just got in trouble there. Red lights will come on there. That was a heavy fall for Woofenden. Just got stuck in the deep stuff on the outside. Couldn't hang on to the bike. Frustrations once again for Jason Doyle. He was within touching distance of the vital when he needed. There'll be a rerun.
Ty had been working that outside. There is a lot of grip out there. They've just freshly ripped it up, and it just caught him out. He's, you know, the bike has been progressing with the mechanics have been changing the gear and the settings for the engine. He just had too much grip out there.
Yeah, couldn't hang on. Bike just literally pulling out of his arms. Couldn't hang on. So concern for Woofenden. Heavy crash there. Just 2/3 of the way around turn number 4. Dramatic stuff here, and it sounds like to me that Doyle is on his, Ty Woofenden is on his feet. See it again here, just gets sucked in here on the dirt.
Yeah, he's on the back of the seat. The bike is pulling hard anyway. They've been making all those changes all night to find a little bit more traction. Now he finds a lot of dirt and a lot of grip, and it's just a little bit too much for him.
Wow.
You see it lurch twice. He has to get off, otherwise it's going to be a much bigger crash.
He is under the air fence.
Yeah, he's carrying a lot of speed.
Yeah, he has. He's gone in hard here. I do hope he's okay, but his evening's work is over, and it's not a great night for Ty Woofenden, and this unfortunately for him,
just 4 points tonight.
4 points tonight. That's not what he was looking for at all. He does go in very hard indeed. So red exclusion light is on. That's confirmed by the referee, and Ty Woofenden will have to dust himself down, and we'll see him back in 7 days' time in Tetero, and he'll be looking for better that time after the encouraging signs of the early Grand Prix. So let's get Scott now. He's hoping to join Ty Woofenden.
Ty, mate, first and foremost, you okay?
Yeah, all good.
Can you just tell us what happened? Looks like you just run out of room.
No, I was getting, we struggled all night with the setup, and I took draw 1. It was a gamble. Had a decent setup in the last one, felt fast. I was chasing the dirt, and then just coming out of that corner, there's underneath the dirt, it's like concrete, so is what it is.
Sorry, mate, but thanks for joining us. Better luck next time. Thank you.
Yeah, fair play to Ty Woofenden to give us some reaction there. But unfortunately, a disappointing evening for him nonetheless. And as I say, his championship chase is certainly stalling here now after the third round of the championship.
Yep. Yeah, Phil Morris just confirming there that there will be a rerun.
Yeah, there always is, isn't there, in Grand Prix? So Jason Doyle will be frustrated about that. Within touching distance of winning this last ride to give him a chance of a semi-final, finishing on 8 points. Got to do it all again, third time.
You know, you already had 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes is on, guys. 3 riders, 2 minutes.
So 2 minutes clock is on. Just a countdown for you. Jason Doyle once again. He probably just can't quite believe what happened there. It's so frustrating, isn't it, when you've got the checkered flag in your sights and then all of a sudden red lights are on. But he's got to do it again. He made such a good start out of gate number 3. Gate 3 is not known to be the best here, but certainly made a terrific effort second time of asking, and now he's got to do it all again. Patrick Dudek certainly looking for a couple of points as well.
Yeah, Janowski and Dudek in the same position.
Yeah, they are indeed. So these 3 riders, this is going to be really tough speedway here, and I would say there's nobody tougher on the start line in this one than Jason Doyle. But
the elbows will definitely be out.
Patrick Dudek clearly not sure at all. Spare bike on there. It's going to change bike.
This is third change for the race.
Yeah, so rolling the dice here, and far from ideal, but feels that that one he was on on isn't what he needs. So third time out, that wouldn't have been the bike he was on, of course. The opportunity to change bikes with the third visit to the start line in heat number 17, just 3 of them this time, with the exclusion to Ty Woofenden, of course. So here we are, the lineup then for you. Nobody on the inside in red, with the exclusion of Ty Woofenden. Patrick Dudek in blue, gate 2, gate 3 in white is Jason Doyle, and Maciej Janowski off the outside in yellow. This is a tense moment for all 3 riders here, Chris, because all of them are desperate for points.
They know what they need. Yeah, they've gone out there with instructions. They know exactly what they need. I think Dudek probably getting a slight advantage from not having Ty Woofenden on the inside of him. Gives him a little bit more track space when they get to the corner to straight line it if he has to.
Yeah, good point that. Here we go then. Heat number 17, first time of asking. Whoa, long pause. Dudek's made a good one, but I tell you what, Doyle's bike absolutely roars into the first corner. Janowski round the outside, out of shape, relegates himself to 3rd place, but Doyle's done it again. Fair play to him. Didn't look like he had done initially, but certainly the run to the first corner, it worked a treat. Maciej Janowski now coming on strong, desperately trying to get into 2nd place, but Doyle, this is all he can do. Just win the race and hope 8 points is enough.
Yeah, there's a scrap now for 2nd and 3rd. Both these riders really need 2nd place. Jason Doyle was determined off the start. I think the reason he actually spun initially was because he had the thing absolutely flat out. I heard the rev limiter was doing 13,500 RPMs. That's revving fairly.
It is indeed. Doyle out in front. He's had a tough night. He's showing great character here by bouncing back. 3rd time of asking out of gate number 3. He made it. He's into the last lap. He's looking good. Dudek looks like he's set for 2nd place. That'll be enough. He'll move on to 9 points. One last blast through the pit corner as they charge towards the checkered flag. He can do no more, Doyle. Janowski coming on, but not enough. And dramatic heat number 17 with Patrick Dudek in 2nd, but Doyle out in front, finishes on. That's his first race win of the night. He's had 2 crashes, he's had restarts, he's got a warning. Wow, what a roller coaster of a night for Jason Doyle. 3 points for him.
Easy for himself.
No, he hasn't. Dudek in 2nd place, 2 points. Janowski back in 3rd, and Ty Woofenden, no points for him. So we will wait and see how this all pans out now, because it's going to get awfully interesting. Right now, Jason Doyle is in 7th place with Janowski in 8th, and Patrick Dudek certainly is into 3rd on 9 points, so he looks definitely safe.
Yeah, Jason Doyle had that GM engine of his wound up. That's why he didn't make the start initially. He spun off the start, but then the thing just launched on the way to the corner. Sheer determination from Jason Doyle to make sure that 3rd time around he gets the bike to the corner, and he does it superbly. And Patrick Dudek happy just to run around the inside, but he comes, I tell you what, first turn, if Janowski had made a better job of it, I think he could have got around everybody, but he just, a little bit like Ty Woofenden, just picking up too much grip, had to get out of the throttle, and yeah, didn't get the momentum.
Yeah, just overdid it a little bit, didn't he? And I think you're right. I think it was just a moment he could have ill afford, but Doyle there just explaining to his team how the bike roared towards the first corner. Finally, we move on to heat 18, and long overdue, of course, with 3 stagings of heat 17. We'll see Bartosz Smarzlik for the last time in the qualifiers off the inside here. So Bartosz Smarzlik off the inside in red, Mikkel Mikkelsen gate number 2 in blue, gate number 3 in white is Freddie Lindgren on 8 points, and 10 points for Liam Madsen on the outside in yellow. Good looking race this. Lindgren and Bartosz Smarzlik, joint leaders of the World Championship, joint 8 points here with a race to come here. Nothing to choose between them. Mikkelsen hasn't had the night he was looking for. Leon Madsen, the danger man on the outside. Certainly, with the way it's panning out tonight, 9 points, you would be a little more comfortable. 8 points, not so much. So we'll wait and see.
Probably need something out of this. Leon Madsen's the one that's safe.
Yeah, Leon Madsen comfortable on 10 points, but he'll be looking to push on for a good gate draw for the semi-finals. But Bartosz Smarzlik, he only knows one way. He'll be going for a win. that's for sure. Heat number 18 then. Settling down nicely, tapes up sharpish. Gotta say that Bartosz Marslik just about gets there, gets his nose in front. Here comes Freddie Lindgren through in the second place. Mickelson in third with Leon Madsen at the moment trapped at the back. But I tell you what, Bartosz Marslik had to work that bike really hard to get it to dig in and drive towards the first corner. Freddie Lindgren hanging on in second place. Handy 2 points for him, but Bartosz Marslik responding brilliantly.
Yeah, he did. And here comes Mickelson looking for a way up the inside of Freddie Lindgren. Freddie has to move right over. Tell you what, I've got a feeling that Mickelson's coming through. Yes, he does. And possibly Leon Madsen as well. This could actually see Freddie out of the semi-finals, possibly. I don't think so. He's got 2 race wins previously.
He's committed to the outside now, Chris, because suddenly the door's wide open. Can he respond? He's back into third place, but he's given second place away, that's for sure. But certainly he was in grave danger of missing out totally there. Bartosz Marslik won't though. He's going to pick up another win on the night and move into double figures comfortably through to the semi-finals on 11. Mickelson looking much stronger the longer the night has gone on. But unfortunately for him, that won't be enough. He finishes on 6 points. But Bartosz Marslik, how determined was he? He finishes on 11, and certainly well and truly in it after a third place last time out. It's 2 third places and 3 wins. So 3 points for Marslik out in front. Mickelson strong in second place there. Freddie Lindgren, well, he certainly put it on the line there. I thought for a moment he'd thrown it away, but picked up a valuable point. There you can see it, 11 points. Bewley's got a right to come, of course. Marslik finishes on 11, so does Madsen on 10, Freddie Lindgren on 9, Patrick Dudek on 9. 9 is enough.
9 will be safe.
Definitely safe. 8 may be vulnerable.
Maybe not. Yeah, it's definitely vulnerable. And Freddie Lindgren putting himself under pressure. Mickelson there giving Smarslik a run to the corner. Freddie Lindgren threw up the inside. Good move from him on the first turn. Then he makes this mistake. I can only assume it was a mistake because he runs far too wide. Realises he's got it all wrong there. Then he looks to cut back up the inside of Mickelson. Realises that Leon Madsen is coming through. That gate, that door is firmly shut, and has to run all the way back around the outside. Does a good job to get himself back into third place, and that could be vital for him.
Absolutely right. He was looking very vulnerable indeed, and it was just a decision he made midway through the race which didn't work. Thought it might have done, but it wasn't the case. But salvaged it by picking up a point and finishes on 9 points. Bartosz Marslik going along sweetly now. A little up and down, but nonetheless 11 points is a very handy return, and we will see him once again in the semi-finals. So here we are, 8:19. Václav Milik has had a night to forget. He'll be quite pleased to leave the Margetta tonight, I would suggest. He's on the inside in red. Dan Bewley's having a great night. He comes out of gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 in white. It's Jack Holder searching for points as well. And Robert Lambert, slow start to the night, but he's been jet propelled in his last 3. He's off the outside in yellow. Good battle here between the Brits, I would suggest.
Yeah, Jack Holder, I think I would suggest, needs a couple of points. Robert Lambert certainly needs a point. Dan Bewley's quite safe, but of course he's going to want to have a good gate choice.
Yeah, he'll want to finish as best as he can. He can get to 14. Here we go then. Green lights on, we're underway. Bewley's made a smashing start out of gate number 2. He's worked a treat. Jack Holder's alongside him. Robert Lambert just squeezed out there. He's at the back. Here comes Holder. Holder up the inside. Where did he find that from? Superb effort from Jack Holder, who's getting better and better the longer the night goes on. Milik now getting in the thick of the action. Bewley coming back into second place. Disappointment for Robert Lambert at the back. Bewley now up the inside. This is going to be a chase to the checkered flag now. Holder riding great out in front. Bewley round the inside looking really, really dangerous.
Yeah, Jack Holder really caught Dan Bewley unawares. I think Dan is just full of confidence. He's had 3 race wins on the bounce. Even Václav Milik now putting him under a little bit of pressure, but Jack Holder, he's obviously made a few changes because he's really got that bike dialed in. He's made it work on the outside tonight, he's made it work on the inside now, and looking good out front.
Indeed it is. Great ride from Jack Holder. Superb move off the first turn on the opening lap. Fired himself to the front. It's under pressure from Dan Bewley, but it's going to hang on there. Superb stuff from him. Bewley once again rock solid in second place. And that will see him through comfortably. Disappointment from Robert Lambert there. He's got a couple of race wins, and he finishes on 8 points, having his second pointless race here this evening. That was a bit of a surprise, but the 2 race wins will be useful. Jack Holder 3 points, Dan Bewley in second place, 2 points for him. Vasyl Milik picks up his first point of the night. Robert Lambert failing to score. The top 8 right now is Dan Bewley, Smarzik, Madsen, Holder, Lindgren, Dudek, Lambert. Jason Doyle just about hanging on there on 8 points, with Janowski also on 8 points. That's going to be very close indeed, because they both have one race.
Tell you what, Robert Lambert will be watching this race, because it's all getting tight for the top 8, but Dan Bewley makes a cracking start. Look at this move from Jack Holder, so smooth up the inside, full of confidence as he does that. Steams past Dan Bewley. I think they really caught him by surprise. Dan then thought, okay, I can make a cut back here. He's been doing it all night. Then he realises that Vasyl Milik is on the inside, so that shuts that door. Has another look on this turn. You think, oh, maybe he can make this work. Looks like he's got good speed, but then he has to get off the gas, and Jack Holder settles down. Look at Jack, just having a little look, cheeky look over his shoulder as Dan Bewley is giving chase.
Yeah, very close between Jason Doyle and Maciej Janowski, but Doyle beat Janowski when they met, and they've both got one race victory each, so almost identical scoreline there.
But with Martin Vasylik and Max Frick in Heat 20, Robert Lambert could actually drop out of this, and Jason Doyle.
Yeah, very tight indeed. We'll wait and see exactly how it pans out in heat number 20 now, and they're up at tapes. Martin Vasylik also with a chance here. He's on 6 points. A race win will see him through. On the inside then, last year's winner, Martin Vasylik in the red helmet colour. Max Frick on 7 points. Needs 1. Needs 2 probably. Gate 2 in blue. Yeah. Kim Nilsson's had a poor night. Gate number 3 in white. And Anders Thompson, another poor night for him as well, off the outside in yellow. So the riders on gates 1 and 2 will have to fight for the big points here.
A win for Vasylik and a second place for Max Frick would actually knock both Jason Doyle and Robert Lambert out.
Yeah, so they're sitting nervously now. They're going to need some help here from the riders on the outside. If Doyle, certainly Robert Lambert, Maciej Janowski and Doyle are vulnerable for being overhauled here by Martin Vasylik and Max Frick. Tense times now in the pits and on the track. So heat number 20 tapes up now. Martin Vasylik's absolutely superb away from the tapes, fires himself onto the inside, hugs the inside. Here comes around the outside Anders Thompson. That was a great move from Anders Thompson, and he managed to hang on there because Max Frick desperately trying to slam the door shut. Anders Thompson up the inside manages to force his way back into second place. Frick squaring the corner off, long back straight, needs to get himself there. That might not be enough for Frick, and that is a disappointment for the Australian, but for Martin Vasylik, what a start when he really needed it.
Yeah, great start, and this will put him through safely. It's all going to get tight now for qualification with Max Frick running a third place in. He really does need to find a way through to be sure of qualification. We'll have to wait for this race to finish to work out the maths on this one, but it's a great ride from Martin Vasylik out front.
Martin Vasylik under pressure prior to his last ride. Absolutely superb away from the tapes. Gate number 1 at the right time. Didn't make any mistakes at all. Sweet victory for Martin Vasylik, last year's winner, into the semi-finals on 9 points.
I think Max Frick misses out.
Just enough for him. Max Frick possibly missing out, finishing in third place. Disappointment if that is the case. We will wait for the FIM to actually confirm the results for the semi-finals, but it's been awfully tense on the last block of races here in the Marquetta Stadium. Vasylik out in front, 3 points. Very useful indeed. Max Frick actually got second there. Anders Thompson slipping back to third.
Second, okay.
So he should be in. So that's a very useful second place for Max Frick. He'll go on to 9 points, and that will potentially mean that Maciej Janowski will miss out on the semi-finals tonight. So much tension there. In actual fact, it might mean that Doyle also misses out. We'll wait and see exactly how that works out for you. We'll bring that to you as soon as we possibly can. Martin Vasylik showed a lot of composure there. Desperately wanted to be part of the semi-finals, and this start sealed the deal for him.
Yeah, rockets off the inside gate. Max Frick just cuts back on the inside of him, but that allows Anders Thompson with a big run around the outside there, and gets himself up behind Martin Vaclik, and Max Frick had to work awfully hard for his second place there. It looks like he's got the job done. Roars through on the inside, and Anders Thompson now just repays the favour up the inside. But Martin Vaclik, pressure on him, had to get a race win. Does the job perfectly.
He does indeed, but Max Frick battled awfully hard there.
Did the whole race.
Right at the death there, he managed to steal second place back, so that was vital for him, and he finishes in 8th place. And it does look like to me that the riders on 8 points are missing out tonight. And Max Frick finishes on 9, and Lambert, Doyle and Janowski on 8, all missing out. I do believe that's the way it's going to be.
Yep.
And that just shows you how tough it's been out there tonight. And Lambert, who bounced back so well with those 8 points from his middle 3 rides, that was costly, failing to score last time out there. We really frustrated, and Doyle the same. I mean,
worst possible result for all those guys watching on.
Yeah, exactly that. Frick getting second place just at the end. That was a crucial moment for him, but tough on Lambert, Doyle and Janowski. So let's get some reaction now with Scotty Nichols. Maciej Janowski's joining him.
Yeah, Magic joins me. Magic, it's been a tough start to the Grand Prix series, but tonight started so well, but then just didn't quite happen as the night went on.
Yeah, it is. You're right. But today I feel better than in 2 rounds before. So we need to come back to the workshop and work harder and harder.
Yeah, you said that you felt better coming in today. That's really important, that you feel better in yourself before you come to a Grand Prix, because an awful lot of pressure.
Yeah, you know, I know what I can do on the bike. Today I've done a few mistakes. But to be honest, I'm happy how we worked today, and I know we need to prove a little bit more to get to the semis. So I just wait for the next round.
Well, it was very close on the semis. 3 of you on 8 points have not gone out, so it sounds like there's only small changes to be made. So thanks for chatting, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all support here in Prague. Thank you guys, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got too long to wait, to be honest, to get back in the thick of the action, because in 7 days' time, of course, they'll be racing in round number 4 in Teterow in northeast Germany, and he'll be hoping to build on the form he showed tonight. Just faded away there. Started so well with 5 points from his first 2 rides. Very evenly spread here. Can win from anywhere. That's really great news after last night, where there was domination from gate number 2. So good stuff, and the big races to come for you. 3 races to come, the semi-finals and the final itself. Been a really good night so far. So the last track grading of the evening, they leave the track after this, and we will wait for Phil Morris to gather the riders for the 2 semi-finals, where he will allow the riders to choose their start positions. Dan Bewley will have first pick for his semi-final. Smarslick also will be very much involved. Interesting to see which way they go. I sense that the inside gates will be favourite.
Yeah.
Don't think they're going to want to go for the outside gates. You've got the choice. What are your thoughts on that?
I totally agree with that. I think you've got to either go off 1 or 2. 2 has been favoured, certainly was after qualification.
Should be 9, then you're 10.
First semi-final, we will see the presentation of the riders for you now. So there you are. There's the top 8 from the qualifying races this evening, and the first 4 will come forward to take their gate positions. Phil Morris will be conducting proceedings as always, and so let's move down to Phil Morris now. He's ready for us to take us through the draw.
And the first rider to make his selection for semi-final 1 is Dan Bewley. Please select your colour. Dan selects the blue start position. And next to make his selection is Jack Holder. Jack, please select your colour. Jack selects the red gate position. Next to make the selection is Patrick Dudek. Patrick, select your colour. Patrick selects the white gate position. And the final gate position goes to Martin Vasulek, who will select the yellow gate position.
There we go then, the line for the first semi-final. Holder on the inside. Gate number 2 is Dan Bewley. Gate 3 for Dudek, and gate 4 for Martin Vasulek. Battled hard there, Vasulek, to get into the semi-finals.
And the first choice for semi-final 2 is Bartosz Marzlek, who selects the blue gate position. Next to make the selection is Leon Madsen. Leon, select your colour. Leon selects the red gate position. Third to make the selection is Fredrik Lindgren. Freddie, please select your start colour. Freddie selects the yellow gate position. And Robert Lambert is left with the white gate position.
There we go then, Madsen on the inside, Bartosz Marzlek gate 2, gate 3 for Robert Lambert, and Freddie Lindgren off the outside. In semi-final number 2, Lindgren electing to go to gate 4, which was a slight change from the way it happened in the draw for the semi-final number 1. Lindgren touch fortunate actually, nearly threw it all away in his last ride, and the last 2 rides he only picked up 2 points, but nonetheless 9 points was the mark tonight to make sure you got through. Robert Lambert just coming through in 8 as well, so yep, so 8 actually was enough, to be honest. That graphic was incorrect earlier on, so certainly Max Frick. That was misleading.
Yeah, I know.
That was misleading because Max Frick actually came up as a 2nd place. Yeah. So apologies for that. It wasn't Max Frick. Unfortunately, the graphic was incorrect. So Robert Lambert, a reprieve. Apologies to Robert Lambert. So Lambert, those middle races certainly working extremely well.
No surprises with those gate choices. Gate 2, popular last night, popular tonight, obviously. I think Jack Holder will be actually quite happy to be off the inside gate.
Yeah, not a bad place to be. Every chance of getting in the top 2 from there, and he'll be certainly focused on doing that. Patrick Dudek, an improvement tonight, certainly looking much more like his old self. Going from gate number 3, chose that, resisted the temptation to go to gate number 4. So yeah, big moments now for these riders, particularly riders that have found some form. They need to kick on now, and Dudek is certainly doing that. Leon Madsen is another one, and so we will wait and see. Martin Vasulek in the thick of it. Might need a bit of good fortune in the first corner, Martin, because unless he makes an exceptional start, it is tough. Last bit of track grading has gone on, a little bit of water down as well.
Not too much.
Not too much, so not glistening on the surface like it was previously. So track looks in pretty...
Okay, good luck, let's go!
Pretty good, Nick. So
track's held up very well, considering it's had 2 race meetings, 2 qualification sessions. It's done very well.
Indeed it has. So riders appearing now for the first semi-final. It's been an enjoyable night so far, but this is the business end of the meeting where the big points are handed out, and riders that have shown the best form throughout the evening are rightly now in the top 8, and now they'll be desperate to make another final. Jack Holder, of course, made his first final 3 weeks ago and very nearly won it. He ended up 2nd place eventually after the rerun, but nonetheless has shown a good turnaround here. showing some maturity there. Possibly last year may well have not done that, but made some decisions back in the pits that have paid big dividends. So well done to him. He finished with 2 race wins, and that was very useful.
Fast as well.
Yeah, he looked very useful indeed. So will be one of my favourites, certainly to make the final from the inside gate. Dan Bewley has had an excellent night. He's only dropped 2 points all night long so far. So tell you what, there's a lot going on in the Dudek camp. I think if they'd had 10 bikes, they would have tried them all.
He's kept them busy.
He has indeed. So once again, a little indecision going on there in the Dudek camp, but he's running out of time now with just 40 seconds to go before the 2-minute clock runs out.
Fancy Holder and Bewley in this one.
Indeed. So on the inside in red then is Jack Holder. Gate number 2 in blue is Dan Bewley. Gate number 3 in white is Patrick Dudek, and Martin Vashlik from the outside in yellow. Martin Vashlik can produce miracles at times from the start. He made a great start from gate 1 last time to make sure he was in the semi-finals. He's going to have to do something every bit as good now if he wants to make the final for the 2nd consecutive year. I'll remind you, he won here last year, lives just across the border effectively in Slovakia, so it's his home Grand Prix really, so he would very much like to make the final, as of course the other 3 will. We're away. Dudek has made a smashing start there, fantastic out of gate number 3. Bewley then slips into 2nd place. Here comes Vashlik round the outside, running into traffic into turns 3 and 4. Bewley running wide, Vashlik even wider. What an effort from Martin Vashlik. Roars round the outside. Dudek now under pressure from Dan Bewley. Jack Holder on the inside. Bewley's gone very wide, very wide indeed. How on earth has he managed to recover that? He's still in the chase. Dudek now running wide.
He's coming up the inside.
Oh, they charge. Gone to the back. Holder now into 2nd place. What a race.
Stuff. Holder just opportunist move there up the inside. I tell you what, Bewley's got it all to do, and Dudek's not finished. Bewley's now, he looks like he's going to get Dudek up the inside. He's going to have to close that door.
Here comes Bewley once again. Jack Holder around the outside. Martin Vashlik is comfortable out in front. Here we go. One last blast down the back straight. Here we see Jack Holder, who took that opportunity with both hands, but Sergey Vashlik. Now we go to the line. Holder's in. Bewley misses out. What a stunning race once again. Can't take your eyes off the action tonight, that's for sure. Martin Vashlik, what a first corner. I mean, did he want that or not? That first lap for Martin Vashlik was truly extraordinary. Superb stuff from him. He goes through to the semi-final. Jack Holder, another final for Jack Holder. And Dan Bewley, well, he'll be disappointed. He's been the top man tonight and he misses out, and so does Patrick Dudek. But I tell you what, that was a breathless race once again here in the Marquetta. Sensational speedway. And Jack Holder and Martin Vashlik in the final.
Stunning race. Real opportunistic move from Jack Holder. He just saw the gap opening up, but 4 laps, 4 stunning laps. Dudek, gate 3 hasn't been favourable at all. It just roars off the start. You got to say at this point, well, he's in the semi-final, but Martin Vashlik just keeps on going down the back straight. Has to get off the gas just a little bit as he enters the corner. The gap closes as Bewley looks for a run on the outside of Dudek, and Bewley goes wide, but how wide does Martin Vashlik go? Cracking stuff, brilliant ride from him, and then of course Dudek comes under fire. At this point, Jack Holder, he looks out of it. Dan Bewley looks like he's going to squeeze past Dudek. All of a sudden there's Jack Holder, long straight, coming from nowhere, way back there, gets his wheels in line, super early, very tight there, all the grip on the inside, hasn't been touched all night, gets himself into 2nd place. Brilliant ride from him.
Well, dramatic racing going on there, and Martin Vashlik had to win his last ride to make the semi-finals, wins the first semi-final in grand style. Superb speedway behind him, that's for sure. Bewley and Dudek just missing out there. Could have gone any way there when you consider Dudek made the start. At the conclusion of the race, he actually finished at the back. Wow, what a race that was. Semi-final number 2's got something to live up to, but I suggest it has the ingredients to do that. Apologies once again. The graphic was incorrect. Max Frick wasn't on 9. In that case, we thought he was in the semi-finals, but it was Robert Lambert, and congratulations to him. Leon Madsen out here has had a good night. He really is looking threatening, and he's got that inside gate. Freddie Lindgren, who's been pretty solid, but has still had to work hard at times. Has faded in his last 2 rides, but early points certainly have helped him through to the semi-finals here. Bartosz Zmarzlik's had a couple of blips, but 3 wins as well, so comfortably through. And the world champion will go from gate number 2 here. Going to be quite a tussle from last year's 1 and 2 on the inside 2 gates, you would suggest. But Robert Lambert, the fast starting Robert Lambert, he can drop the clutch at the right time. Here we are then, the lineup for you. Semi-final 2, Leon Madsen on the inside in red, Bartosz Zmarzlik in blue, gate number 2. Gate number 3 in white is Robert Lambert, gate number 4 in yellow is Freddie Lindgren. This is some lineup here, Chris.
Some lineup, yeah. Madsen has joined the party tonight, been very quiet in the Grand Prix the first 2 rounds, but off the inside gate, I fancy him. The dirt has moved over, there's a dry line around the inside, and I really do fancy that he can get there. His worst thing that can happen for him is that Zmarzlik makes a decent start and clamps him down. If that happens, we've seen how fast Lambert and Lindgren can be out in the dirt.
Absolutely, all sorts of scenarios here. Start Marshall just keen for the riders to come forward now. Tense time, smashing lineup, brilliant speedway throughout the evening. Semi-final number 2 then, chase the luck. What a start from Madsen, brilliant start from him. Robert Lambert's there out of turn, gate number 3. Oh, Zmarzlik and Lambert locked together. Lambert having to give best down the back straight. Freddie Lindgren locked at the back. Wow, that was tried out of the first corner. Zmarzlik in second place. Leon Madsen, wow, he's got his trapping hand on now. Superb away from the inside, and Zmarzlik forced his way into second place.
Yeah, and Lindgren, he's a little way back, but I tell you what, he's generating an awful lot of speed out wide. And if Zmarzlik spends too much time trying to stop the run of Robert Lambert, we could see Freddie Lindgren with a big blast. Oh, he's gone awfully wide there. I think he's lost too much ground now. But I tell you what, Leon Madsen, super fast, but Zmarzlik still under pressure.
It's very tight for second place. Zmarzlik, they're all over him like a rags. He's not fast enough. Robert Lambert, now Zmarzlik goes wide, the door's open. Freddie Lindgren around the inside, down the back straight for the last time. Zmarzlik's desperate. Leon Madsen's a country mile in front. He is comfortably through to the final. And Bartosz Zmarzlik somehow, I don't know how, I just don't know how he's done that. Just sheer determination. He kept Robert Lambert at bay, and Zmarzlik, the championship leader, it's a pivotal moment. He's through to the final, and Freddie Lindgren misses out. And so it's just gone the way there, but by golly, did Bartosz Zmarzlik have to work hard for that. Madsen through, brilliant ride from him, fast out in front. Bartosz Zmarzlik not fast in second place, but just about gets the job done. Freddie Lindgren in third, and Robert Lambert missing out. Wow, those were 2 special semi-finals. You just could not take your eyes off of it. And I don't know how Zmarzlik hung on to second place there. I thought Lambert must go by him, but wow, he just hung on.
Bartosz Zmarzlik doing what Bartosz Zmarzlik does. Enough. He will do what it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Look at the rocket gate that Leon Madsen makes from the inside. Moves across to the right, covers any run coming into the corner, then just chops it back on the line. Ooh. Tell you what, Zmarzlik's super hard there on Robert Lambert. Not enough room to come through. You can see he's got his leg actually on Robert Lambert's bike at one point there. Lambert skidding across the front of Lindgren. Lindgren puts the brakes on, doesn't know where anybody's going to end up. And real confusion on the opening. Then Zmarzlik is having to ride very defensive. He knows Robert Lambert's got the speed on him. Whilst this is going on, Lindgren keeps winding it up. And I tell you what, on the finish line, he wasn't very far away from both of those 2 riders, but Zmarzlik hangs on.
Yeah, remarkable ride there from Bartosz Zmarzlik. Freddie Lindgren actually just snatches third place on the line there and relegates the luckless Robert Lambert there to 4th. So disappointment for Robert Lambert, but nonetheless was certainly involved in a very special speedway race. This man missed all the fireworks, but he doesn't care about that.
I mean, he got that last place in his last heat ride, but he didn't need the points.
No, but responded brilliantly in semi-final 2. And Madsen is a major threat here this evening, and he looks like he has found the key to it and is looking very threatening indeed. Good looking lineup for the final. That was a very, very strong lineup for the semi-final number 2. But,
Brian Carger there, his engine tuner, will be quite happy with that, showing the speed that he had there.
Delighted, absolutely delighted.
Phil, which one I pick?
So we've got Madsen, Vasilek, Smarslik and Holder in the final. Fair play to Jack Holder. Great effort from him. Obviously would have been a little disappointed by not managing to win in another row. He finished second in the end, but to make it 2 consecutive finals, these are the first 2 finals of his Grand Prix career, and he's turned his fortunes around tonight. So
yes, won his last 2 heat races in style.
Yeah, and then rode very well in the first semi-final.
Had to work hard in that semi-final, come from nowhere.
He did indeed. So brilliant stuff. It really has been breathless out there tonight. We have enjoyed it immensely. I hope you have at home. So here's the gate success. Still the inside gate's just about the best. The outside gate there on 5 and 4 wins for gate number 3. Not too much in it, but certainly the gate picks have favoured gates 1 and 2. And I expect that to be the same case for the final itself. Round number 3 here, of course, in the Marketa Stadium, a gorgeous spot. Prague itself, the city, is just a stunning place to visit. It is a special place to be. Right, now let's move down to Phil Morris. He's going to take us through the draw for the final.
And the first choice for the final is Leon Madsen, and Leon selects the red gate position. And next to make the selection is Martin Vasulek, and Martin selects the blue gate position. Third to select is Bartosz Smarslik. Bartek, please select your start colour. Bartek selects the white gate position. And the final gate goes to Jack Holder as Jack selects the yellow gate position.
So there we are then, the lineup for the final. Leon Madsen on the inside, gate number 2 for Martin Vasilek, gate 3 for Bartosz Smarslik and Jack Holder off the outside. This is a huge moment in the context of the championship as well. Leon Madsen, Martin Vasilek not really in the championship right now. Holder is, Holder is in 4th, and he can leapfrog certainly Jason Doyle and then put pressure on Freddie Lindgren also, who is out of the final, so an opportunity for Holder. Martin Vasilek, gate number 2, I tell you what, he will not be unhappy about that at all, and if he can jump forward and get the better of Madsen, well, he could well hit the front.
Yeah, if he hits the front, he'll be a hard man to pass. But I tell you what, Leon Madsen has probably got a bike that's working better on the slick than any other rider in this race.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it's working, and he was stunning in his semi-final, just cleared off out in front, and certainly was in a class of his own. Bartosz Smarslik, they've got to make a change. They've got to make a change, because he was just spinning badly. He had no speed at all.
Actually, for the first time ever, he looked lost before that gate pick. He looked stunned.
Yeah, he did. I think he can only reflect on it. He's the championship leader. He's in the final.
Yeah, well, that's it.
And he's doing it up.
Really is.
And he just basically bored a hole in the side of Lambert coming out of turn 2. Lambert was a little unfortunate there, very tough, but you've got a man behind you that is just going to do whatever it takes.
And then he was so defensive after that.
Yeah, just to retain his world championship. Jack Holder now moving into big time speedway. 2 consecutive finals for the Australian. Great effort from him. Can he win on the night? Was unlucky, really unlucky in the Narodovi, a lap away from his first Grand Prix win. This man knows what it's like to win here. He won the double header, of course, in 2020. So he's in the final once again. We've seen riders make it from gate 3. Jason Doyle did it, and Bartosz Smarslik, who certainly has the qualities.
Some interesting dynamics in the first turn here, I think. I can only see Leon Madsen making another good start from gate 1. I think he will creep around the inside. I think Jack Holder has got to hope that Martin Vasilek and Smarslik trip over each other and leave a big hole for him.
Yeah, I think that if Martin Vasilek gets the better of Madsen, he's going to clamp him on the line, and that will give opportunities for riders from the outside. But we'll wait and see, because Vasilek is certainly no fool when it comes to starting, and his latter rides, we've seen him at his best away from the tapes, and he'll be looking to repeat that right now. And gate number 2 is the best gate on the evening, so he's in the box seat, as it were. Not too much to choose between the gates tonight, and that's always good to see.
Yeah.
So
good racetrack too.
Yeah, it's been really entertaining stuff. So congratulations to everybody concerned here. It's been a terrific Grand Prix after a smashing Grand Prix 3 weeks ago in Warsaw. Here we go then, riders out on track for the last time. The grand final itself. and it's been dramatic, it's been tense, it's been exciting. We've had clashes in the first turn, we've had a little bit of everything. Certainly it's been immensely entertaining, and I do hope that you have enjoyed it, and a big final to come to conclude the night. Let's hope that it lives up to the action that we've already seen this evening. What a turnaround for Leon Madsen. This really is a huge improvement in his performance at the highest level. So the lineup then for the final is Leon Madsen on the inside in red, Martin Vasilik alongside him in blue, Bartosz Marslik out of gate number 3 in white, and Jack Holder off the outside in yellow. It is quite remarkable how he's turned it around.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic night. He's really, that relationship with his engine tuner, I think that's paid dividends to bring him along, Brian Carger, and it certainly seems to have taken the pressure off Leon. But I've got to ask you, Kelvin, need a prediction from you. I want one name.
Leon Madsen I'm going to go with on the inside gate.
I would have done that. Martin Vasilik was my favourite for the night, so I'll go with Martin.
Yeah, the inside gate's probably just the favourites, but there's no doubt that the riders on the outside will have their part to play. Here we go. Just settling down now for the final time this evening. Well, we hope the final time this evening, because we have had 1 or 2 reruns this evening, but no doubt that these 4 riders were hoping to get away cleanly. Bartosz Marslik really laying it on the line coming out of turn 2 in the opening lap of his semi-final. Wow, Robert Lambert didn't know what hit him, just couldn't believe it. He just literally kept pushing, didn't he? He just wouldn't let it lie. Here we go then, the last time, the grand final in the Marquetta SGP round 3, the conclusion. Here we go, away they go. Martin Vasilik has made a superb start. Leon Madsen tucks into second place. Bartosz Marslik slipping back to 4th with Jack Holder coming through into 3rd. Martin Vasilik, well, that gate number 2 has worked a treat for him. Here comes Holder into it. Bartosz Marslik going to have to run right round the outside if he's going to make his way onto the rostrum. But for Martin Vasilik out in front, looking for back-to-back victories here in the Marquetta.
Yeah, Martin Vasilik out front. He's not going to move too far off that line. There's a traffic jam behind him all the time. Smarslik's winding it up, but he just keeps losing ground every now and again. But he's going to keep plugging away for the entire 4 laps.
Indeed he is right now. They're all just queuing up behind Martin Vasilik. Leon Madsen there. Look at Smarslik. He's in a different country around the outside, but it hasn't worked so far. We're into the final lap here in the Marquetta Stadium. Martin Vasilik. Wow, what a moment this could be. Leon Madsen just coming on strong. One last chance through the last corner. But the night is going to belong to Martin Vasilik. What a victory that is. Oh, he'll be over the moon with that.
2 on the trots.
Yeah, absolutely. Back-to-back wins. That really is stunning stuff for Martin Vasilik. He came into the night's round in 7th place. He won't be when he leaves, that's for sure. Many congratulations to Martin Vasilik from Slovakia. Effectively his home Grand Prix. He has ridden superbly well. The night started quietly for him, but he has turned the style on in his latter races. Leon Madsen, much more like it from him. Jack Holder on the rostrum again. 2 consecutive Grand Prix with Smarslik just missing out in 4th place. But
Jack Holder, consistency, fantastic from him.
Yeah,
Smarslik plugging away. Still another result considering he hasn't had a good night particularly. Good to see Leon Madsen back. But Martin Vasilik, he sat on these terraces as a child watching Tony Ricardson, Jason Crump, Greg Hancock, those guys, and now back-to-back GP wins here in Prague.
Yeah, and he won 2 Grand Prix last year. It was just injury that really just curtailed his opportunities for a medal. But on the evidence of this, certainly he's now going to be putting himself right back in the top 6. When you look at his nights, he had a second, a third, and he had to win his last heat to make the semi-finals. Martin Vasilik, what a win for him. Congratulations. Leon Madsen, much more like it from the world number 2. Jack Holder, as you say, consistency, 2nd final, 2nd time on the rostrum, and Bartosz Marslik, the championship leader, misses out on the rostrum, but nonetheless another final and 14 World Championship points in the bag. he'll move on to 50 World Championship points after 3 rounds. But Martin Vasilik clearly overjoyed, and rightly so.
Yeah, not the most exciting race to finish with, but boy, have we had some excitement tonight. And Martin Vasilik just going about it in a workmanlike way, made a perfect start from gate 2, just didn't move off the line. Leon Madsen threw everything at it, but there was never going to be a way that Martin Vasilik was going to let him through. Smarslik, how hard, he will have never worked as hard as that for 0 points in a race, but 4th place on the night. To be honest, the night he's had, I don't think he'll be too disappointed with that.
No, I tend to agree, but for Martin Vasilik, he showed great maturity within the evening. Hadn't won a race prior to his 5th outing in the qualifying heats, but then managed to do that, moved on to 9 when he was under pressure, and then moved sweetly through the semi-final, and what a start it was. It worked a treat. He clamped Madsen on the line. If Madsen had got away, I sense they wouldn't have seen which way he went. No. But that man did the hard work going to the first turn. That is one of his major fortes, and all of a sudden the club and the team absolutely delighted with that. If he stays injury-free, then Martin Vasilik will be a major threat throughout the campaign. Clearly very ambitious. He wants to be world champion. Keeps riding like that. He's got every chance. And he's moving through the ranks very swiftly now, and looking good.
Just looking at the look of the face there of Leon Madsen, he just looks relieved to be back, doesn't he?
Absolutely. It's been disappointing opening a couple of rounds for Madsen, but all of a sudden he's back on the rostrum, and 2nd place here in Prague is a terrific result. So here we are, the results of the evening then. Vasilik picks up 20 points, Madsen 18, 16 for Holder, 14 for Smarslik. Dan Bewley will be disappointed not to have gone further tonight. He was in such good form, but still 12 points for him. Lindgren there, that was not as bad as it could have been. Not as bad as it could have been for Lindgren, but Jack Holder is a major beneficiary tonight with the way it's panned out. Dudek and Lambert round out the top 8. But right now, Martin Vasilik clearly overjoyed to win here in the Marketa Stadium, as you rightly point out. He came here as a child, he knows the place inside out. It's just not that far from his home.
No, he's been adopted by the Prague fans.
Yeah, and rightly so. So that ability to make superb starts is so crucial. So we're here from the winner, of course, on the centre green, and they're just getting themselves prepared. So now let's move down, and Scott Nichols is with the winner now, Martin Vasilik.
Yeah, your round 3 winner here in the Marketa Stadium is Martin Vasilik, repeat winner as well. How good does that feel?
Unbelievable, guys. This is so awesome for me. I'm so excited, so happy right now. So what a fantastic night for me. Beginning was a little bit, I was a little bit struggling with the setup, but now finally for the end we find the right setup, and we were so fast, and I'm so happy. Maybe I would like to say something in my language. Ďakujem vám všetkým veľmi pekne, že ste dnes prišli, že ste mi fandili. Ďakujem všetkým slovenským fanúšikom, českým a vôbec všetkým fanúšikom aj z Poľska. Ďakujem veľmi pekne. Urobili ste nádhernú kulisu a ja som veľmi hrdý, že som tu dnes mohol pre vás vyhrať. Ďakujem veľmi pekne.
Yeah, you didn't have it your own way. You had to fight very hard. You had to win your last race, make it through the final. So that makes it more special. And I know this place is very special to you as well.
This place is very special for me. I love Prague. I love the city, and I love this stadium. I have some good memories, and I raced here since my junior time. So I'm always very happy when I can come here and race here in front of this fantastic crowd. So I'm very pleased.
And it's your first final of 2023. And you win it. What does that do for your confidence, and where does it take you now?
We still keep working, still season long, and we try all the time our best, and after the season we count the points, and I hope it will be some good results for us.
I'm sure it will. I'll let you go and stand on that top set. Well done, Martin.
Thank you. Ďakujem.
Yeah, super stuff from Martin Vasilik. Certainly is a terrific performance from him. Clearly overjoyed with it. And certainly he fully deserved that, absolutely needed it. So yeah, there you see it, Bartosz Marzlik on 50 points, 47 for Freddie Lindgren, Jack Holder into third place, just the 1 point. What a move for Vasilik. Came in 7th, now he's in 4th. Jason Dawes slipping down a couple of places into 5th. Lambert still in the top 6, Dan Bewley just outside the top 6 in 7th, and Leon Madsen, another good move from him, into 8th. So Wolfenden with work to do. They've actually separated themselves, the top 8, a little bit from the bottom 8, so still work to be done for Maciej Janowski. But for Leon Madsen, that is a major step in the right direction, and also for Jack Holder, terrific stuff. But just the 3 points now between the top 2, so Bartosz Marzlik with the 4th place did Freddie Lindgren a bit of a favour there.
Yeah, he did, and Marzlik just struggled through tonight by his very high standards, but he makes another final, he stays on top of the series.
He does indeed. So now we have the presentation of riders. They'll come up onto the podium itself. And, Jack Holder, 2 consecutive podiums, 2 consecutive finals. Terrific work from Jack Holder. Certainly beginning to find his feet at this level. Steady feeling like he belongs now in the Grand Prix, and
certainly looks like it.
Certainly proving so. Leon Madsen, much more like it from Leon, the world number 2. Clearly delighted with his 2nd place on the evening, and of course I'm sure there's more to come from Leon, and clearly delighted with it. And now the winner, Martin Vasilik, back-to-back winner here in the Marketa Stadium. What a moment for him. Vasilik coming forward now. What a reception for him. Really a fan favourite here in the Marketa Stadium. He's creating new history for himself by the performance he's put in 2022 and in 2023. So many congratulations to all 3, but in particular Martin Vasilik with a superb win on the evening. We will have the presentation of the trophies, and coming forward now is Mikael Wolf from the Director of the Ministry of Defence to present the 3rd place trophy to Jack Holder. The 2nd place dignitary will be Jan Stovecki. He come through the ACCR president to present Leon Madsen with the 2nd place trophy. And then we've got for the winner on the evening, we've got Boleslav Svoboda, the Mayor of Prague, to come forward to present the winner's trophy on the evening. Just taking his time. Here he comes now. So Mayor of Prague. Smashing moment, terrific times, and Martin Vasilik will be really pleased with this. This is obviously, he knows there's a long way to go in the championship, Chris, but nonetheless, right now, winning here in Prague, it's extra special for him.
Yeah, it's extra special, and he's the big mover tonight, moves up the leaderboard. Impressed with Jack Holder.
The national anthem. Short rendition of the Slovakian national anthem, but nonetheless well received. And as I say, an extra special moment for Martin Vasilik. We'll have a champagne moment shortly, of course, and then a few selfies. But just a short reflection on the celebrations at the conclusion of the race. Bartosz Marzlik, tell you what, fair play to him. Good sportsmanship there, isn't he? He certainly had to work hard, but was teammates, weren't they, for some time in Gorzów, so they know each other very well. So a lot of respect between the 2 boys. Leon Madsen, can he now begin to make his way back into the championship chase? Certainly on the evidence of tonight, it is possible. We haven't got to wait long, of course, for another Grand Prix, just 7 days.
7 days, and we'll see if this is a one-off blip. I don't think it is. I think he's found something now. Jack Holder is fast becoming Mr. Consistent in the Grand Prix series. Another great round for him.
Indeed it was. Jack Holder making a significant move into 3rd place in the championship standing. So That's a great move from him, and a great stuff. Dan Bewley was looking like a winner earlier on, but just slipped up once again in the semi-finals. He'll be a little frustrated over that when he was looking so good earlier on tonight with 3 back-to-back wins, but the semi-final didn't pan out for him. The reverse was the case for Jack Holder. So he took full advantage of that. Fireworks here. It's been fireworks all night long here in the Markete. So let's have a look forward to 7 days' time, where we move on to SGP round 4 in Tetero in northeast Germany on June the 10th, where all these boys will gather once again, and I'm sure we'll be in for another action-packed Grand Prix. Don't miss it next Saturday for you. We've got 3 Grand Prix in actual fact for you in June, with Gorjov also on the calendar, so really is an jam-packed June for you of World Championship Speedway. We've got another SGP2 round for you as well in Gorjov towards the end of the month. But right now it's all about these 3, Chris, because they have performed terrifically well, and they have made a great effort and fully deserve all the plaudits they will get. So we look forward to Tetero in 7 days' time. I do hope you've enjoyed the evening. I think it's been a great effort for World Championship Speedway once again, certainly has. And for that man who sits on top of the box here in the Markete Stadium, we will see him in just 7 days' time.
This is for the courage I possess through the drama.
Welcome back to the Markete Stadium here in Prague. We're joined by Max Vick. Max, if you stay around, we're always going to grab your camera, because you speedway riders, you leave so quickly.
Well, yeah. We're normally in a bit of a rush to get out of here. We've got Poland on tomorrow, so it's going to be a long night ahead of us.
Well, thank you for joining us, Max. You only just missed out on the semi-finals. You got the heat win in your first heat. Said you were making some changes. We saw some great racing tonight overall.
Yeah, it was a great night. We had a full house tonight in Prague, so it was great to see so many fans out here. Unfortunately, we're a little bit short for making it into the semis, but I've missed out a couple of times this year, so I just need to pick up a point or two more through those heats to give myself a little bit of better opportunity later on in the night.
Anything you want to ask, Greg?
Well, I mean, talk about nice guys. Like I'm a pretty nice guy around the track, but I think this guy's nicer than me. And no, we talked about him earlier too, because you were really fast in practice too. And this guy is just getting better and better and more mature in the racing every year. And it's I got a ton of respect for him. But you can see him, like, he's got such a rad riding style, and you're so smooth on the track and you're so quick. But tracks like this, like getting a fast time and then having a good bike out of the start, it's so special here, right?
Exactly. It's really tricky. The track was so slick, and then those starts were so important. So we put in a quick time early in practice. It gave me a really good opportunity with a good gate draw, but I just wasn't able to make the most of it with the starts tonight, and the track was really tricky. It's hard to know when you could move out and when to stay on the inside, and it was changing all night long.
Max, just talk about, your schedule in particular is so busy. You're competing in 3 different leagues. Some of the other guys aren't doing 2. You've got Patrick Duga just competing in the Polish league. we obviously see you in the British, but how do you manage that level of intensity?
I enjoy it. I love it. I love the travel. I love racing. I'm out there all the time, and I'm doing what I enjoy. So, the racing side of things, that's the easy part. The traveling, getting in between places, sometimes that's a little bit more difficult.
Well, hey, you know what? Like you said, it's all part of that. And I saw him in Zranovica a couple of weeks ago too, in that qualifying round, and seeing him, they're traveling all over the place. This guy was everywhere, and everything that you're saying like that. I mean, I remember those days and having those sleepless nights, and I feel tired talking about it. But then he just, he acts like it's no big deal.
Which is why we probably should just say thank you for joining us. So we'll let you get a good night's sleep and get on the road again. Great to see you, and hopefully we'll see you back in action and in that semi-final, if not the final, in Tetworth. Max, thank you so much.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Okay, well, we will take a beat, won't we, Greg? And just remind ourselves of all the brilliant action that we've seen here at the Makati Stadium.
So round number 3 here in Prague, a superb setting for everybody. We start with heat number 5, and Jack Holder there making a superb start, and we see Smarslik coming roaring through there. What a move that was early on in the meeting. Superb stuff from him, and was a stunning move from Bartosz Smarslik. Really was quite a tussle. Now we see Jason Doyle out in front in heat number 7, but fast Freddie Lingman just got the better of the Australian that time with a great swoop around the outside. Great move from the joint leader coming into tonight's meeting. Super ride from him, and clearly chuffed to bits with that. Heat number 8 then, the very next race. What a race it was. Wow, out in front Leon Madsen. Dan Bewley at this stage was really beginning to stamp his authority on the meeting, and just gets the better of Leon Madsen there. A very similar move to Bartosz Smarslik in the previous race. At this stage, Dan Bewley was looking like the favourite for a win, and particularly with rides like that. Look at this move. Very little racing room, fair racing, but Grand Prix racing at its very best. Heat number 17 with Jason Doyle. It took 3 attempts for this race to get underway. Doyle out in front, certainly initially, and then drama here with Ty Woofenden just grabbing too much grip there on the outside and just disappearing under the air fence. Concern for the former winner here in the Marquetta Stadium. Wasn't his night. He finished on 4 points on overall, so work to be done for Ty Woofenden, but fortunately he was up and about and fine. We'll see him very shortly, of course. Semi-final number 1 then. Dramatic stuff once again with Patrick Dudek making the start initially, with Martin Vasilik at the back at this very early stage. Bewley into second place, but look at this move here now. Martin Vasilik generating more and more speed, and this was just a superb move by Vasilik round the outside to fire himself from 3rd to 1st. Battle going on for 2nd and 3rd, with Bewley then clouting Dudek and relegating himself to the back, and Jack Holder taking the opportunity with both hands, and he hangs on in 2nd place and moves through to the final. Superb ride from Vasilik though to win the first semi-final. Clearly delighted with that. Semi-final number 2 then, a great lineup it was. They hit the first turn. Leon Madsen, super start on the inside, and he clears off out in front, and it was a great battle there with Bartosz Smarslik literally forcing his way through into 2nd place, just about hanging on, with Freddie Lingman coming through in 3rd, but for Leon Madsen looking like he's returning to his best. Then the final itself, fabulous start from Martin Vasilik, fires himself to the front, and that's where he stays. Leon Madsen coming through in 2nd place. Jack Holder, the Australian, and Bartosz Smarslik just missing out. But for Martin Vasilik, what a night it is. Back-to-back wins here in the Marquetta Stadium. Dreamland for him. What a night of speedway we've witnessed.
What it means for the world standing. Bartosz Smarslik still leads the table. He has done since Croatia last year. Freddie Lingman 3 points behind him. Jack Holder now up to 3rd. His best ever career standings in terms of the overall. Martin Vasilik, he's really won this round. He's come into this round 7th. He now leaves it in 4th position. Let's hear from Scott Nichols now. He's with Leon Madsen.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I'm with Leon. Leon, we've been having a little bit of a laugh and a joke, but mate, you're so happy to have got on that podium tonight.
Yeah, it was such a relief to finally be back in the game, and I'm just very happy. And it's been a tough start in the GP season for me. We haven't been able we couldn't get the I didn't feel comfortable on my bikes, and we've been working very hard together with this man here today. Cargo is with me in the pit and helping me out.
He's earned his jacket then, huh?
Yeah. He borrowed it. Yeah. For now he can keep it. So you know. Hold it. That's thanks to Kari. You know, it's it was a pleasure to have him here in the pit today. I'm very thankful and appreciate Kari's help. You know, it's nice to finally be back, and hopefully we can keep it going now.
It certainly is, mate. And I'll let you guys carry on celebrations. Not long now to the next one, so I'm going to go and find Jack Holder. But well done, Leon. Well done, Brian. You've earned your jacket. I'm going to move on to Jack Holder now, who's had a fantastic last couple of Grand Prix. Was on the podium last time, so close to getting that win, but tonight he's managed to get back on the podium again. Jack, if you want to just slide in here, mate. Not a bad couple of Grand Prix for you.
Can't complain, mate. Yeah, you know, that semi-final, the first semi-final was so hard, man. I was at the back, and then I don't know who it was, but it was getting pretty tight down the back straights. And yeah, managed to come through and get the second, and yeah, just let it all hang out in that final, but it wasn't much. I had a little bit of pace, you know. I was watching Madsen, I was like, go on the outside and try and pass him and I'll get you, but third man, I'll take that.
Yeah, but Zmarzlik was winding up on the outside, so you rode a smart race, but like I said, back-to-back, Warsaw, your first time in the final, first podium. How much has that helped you come into this and feel, like you said earlier, part of the GP squad?
Massive, because it was sort of like, you know, I wanted to make a semi, and I finally did that, and then, you know, the next Grand Prix, I was so much calmer because I already got the semi. I was like, sweet, and now I've got the final. I know I can do it, so it just proves, you know, I'm not so nervous, you can say. But yeah, I could see Zmarzlik coming. I was looking at the big screen in that turn 1 and 2. I could see him going, and I was like, come on. But nah, super happy.
Well, I'm pleased for you, mate. They're coming thick and fast this month, so I'll let you enjoy celebrating with your team and hand back to you, Abby and Greg.
Scott, thank you. We are now joined by the winner, two-time winner. I mean, you both are. But Martin Vasilik, I know this is almost like a home track. How special is it to win again?
It is very special. Thank you very much. It's an amazing feeling, you know. Prague is a special place for me. I love the city. I love the track. I spent here many meetings since my junior age, and I'm very always happy when I come here and can race here. And special Grand Prix is World Championship. It's amazing feeling. Special front of this crowd. You know, many people from the Slovakia, many people from the Czech Republic support me. It's fantastic. I very love it.
Just tell us the story of, because we were speaking off camera a moment ago, because I asked you, Martin, when you did used to come here as a child and watch, did you get your photo taken with Greg? And you had a lovely story to say, so I'll let you share it.
Yeah, Greg is legend, you know. In 2003, I've been here with my father on the second side of the fence, and I was a small kid and like big fan, and I call many riders like, please make a picture with me, and but the guys was so much focus, and now I understand that why it was so much focus. But Greg was one of the men. He go down, make a picture with me, and it is unbelievable, you know. Then back in time, he was racing with the Greg together in the Tarnov in the Polish league. I show him this picture and tell him, Greg, see, it's unbelievable. Dreams come true, and you know, he was the man who come and make a picture with me, and unbelievable.
We need that photo, Greg.
Yeah, we're gonna get one tonight anyway, so we're gonna I'm gonna take the photo this time. It's gonna be
other way around.
That's the way it's, yeah, the shoes on the other foot.
Oh, I love it. But it is, when you have this, you know, this story and these anecdotes, it does make it even more special when suddenly now you are realising your dream, and it's not just watching from the terraces. You are out there, and there'll be other kids now that you will be inspiring.
Exactly, you know,
like me.
Exactly.
Look, he doesn't want to give his secrets away, which means he still wants to come back out of retirement.
Yes. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Martin, there's a great aroma of champagne coming off you, and deservingly so. Congratulations again. We'll see you in Tetrov.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
And so happy.
Yeah, you got it.
You got to get that photo with them later.
I will do that. I'm going to do that.
Martin, thank you. We'll let you go. I know you guys have got such busy schedules as Speedway riders. Greg, you called it at the in the pre-show when you said that they've been working on this track and they've made it slicker, which will mean more great racing. It's been processional in the past. It certainly wasn't tonight.
No, absolutely. And it was better than I even anticipated. You know, I mean, some some of the moves that were being done by these guys, if you think about just Dan Bewley in particular, like he's still one of my favorite riders. You know, he finds every possibility solution on the track, you know, like Smarzik was doing too. But him and then Freddie Lindgren, that big one he did around the outside, like these guys, they raised the bar constantly, and they brought the best out on the racetrack, as we talked about.
It is amazing when you see someone like Dan Bewley, because you speak to him off camera and he's just so laid back. And what he's doing on the track is so incredible, but he still somehow looks like it's quite calm, even though it's not.
Oh, he is, and it's just like, it feels like it's slow motion for him when he's out there. He just but he's so like, it's like a matrix, you know, he kind of sees it before it happens, and then it just happens, you know, and then he's so amazing to watch, and he's really fun to work with, and it's just, dude's an inspiration.
Highlight of the night?
Ooh, I have to say Dan Bewley. I think that for some of the moves that he made, and there was a lot of times where he thought that he maybe bent his handlebars down to fit between the rider and the fence, and then pulled them back out. So I have to say, for me, those were some of the most spectacular passes moves on the track.
I was kind of watching, you know, like just between your fingers, you were like, no, he's not going to make that. Neither Bartov, neither Freddie, all three of them, incredible. Now, you said it was just a number, Greg, and this isn't just a cake. A very happy birthday from all of us at Speedway Grand Prix.
Thank you guys all very much. This is an honor, and remember, it's just a number.
Has it been a good birthday?
It's been a great birthday. Hey, I'm at the Speedway. I'm doing what I love to do. Get to hang out with some great people like yourself, and hey, you know, everyone wants to win, right?
I just apologize that we haven't got the candles.
I see them.
We have got a superb weekend coming up of sport next weekend on the channel. It is the Weekend of Champions, June the 10th and the 11th, and check out all this sport coming your way. It includes a star-studded lineup, the French Open Women's Final, the iconic Le Mans 24-hour race that's celebrating its centenary race as well. Action from the Speedway World Championship will be in Teterov, racing from the Mountain Bike World Cup, road cycling, as well as the men's final at Roland Garros. And of course, don't forget, there's plenty of action from the French Open from now until then. Full coverage every single day. Well, Greg, it's been certainly a birthday to remember. There's been spectacular action on the track. We will be back in action in just 7 days' time. What can we look forward to there?
Well, you know, I mean, it's obviously that the track in Tetra has been the talk of the town for quite a while, and now it's got the green light. Everything's going, which is really cool. I think all of these guys are going to go there with a wide open mind, but wondering what it's going to be like, because last year was kind of rough for them. But it's going to be exciting. I think the championship is a lot tighter right now, so let's see what changes are going to be done for some riders.
Well, Martin Vasilik, he had childhood memories here at the Marquetta Stadium, and he's certainly making more memories as a Speedway rider. See you in Teterov.
The color is blue. Manchester City. Inter Milan. They have been here before on the wrong side of history, but Pep has a new boy in town. Inter digs deeper for more. Could this be tied to number 4? Manchester City and Inter Milan lock horns on June 10th for the greatest prize in Europe. The final of the UEFA Champions League goes live on SportsMax 2, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. ECT. Who will be kings of Europe?
Get your home ready for summer.
Tools coming in hot.
With a whole heap on your arrivals and specials.
Everything for your bathroom, kitchen, living room.
In fact, for every space.
Porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles.
Windows, doors, and much more.
We have it all.
Saving. Come shop now. Big time sale at Tools Hardware.